Hello and welcome, everybody. We are back for episode number 3 of Shadows of Ardisport. My name is Rich. I'm your GM and tour guide as this journey through the city here. Now, some of you may have watched the first 2 episodes, hopefully, and gotten caught up with what's going on, but so far these 4 new souls have arrived in town looking to make a name for themselves as shadow operatives. After an unconventional audition, they met the Netty brothers. They're low-level fixers and deal brokers. And as luck would have it, they were in need of a new crew. But the first job didn't exactly go smoothly. Despite successfully sneaking into a warehouse office, they found that someone had already stolen the MacGuffin. The ledger. But soon, this mysterious competitor, they contacted our crew and wanted to meet. Meeting at the Sour Squid in the docks. The mysterious competitor known as the Cat. She proposed a trade. If the crew does a simple job for her, she'll just give them the ledger. I believe the party agreed, but they were interrupted by an obviously orchestrated barroom brawl. Now the party must break into a potion shop up on the hill, which is a busy business district. That's hard to say. Busy business district. Filled with many prying eyes. But the clock is ticking, and our crew still hopes to prove that they can handle operating in the shadows of Ardisport. So welcome back, you guys.
Hello.
Now, memory serves, you all took a break and took a little rest so you guys could be refreshed.
Yeah.
We're going to meet back up in the evening at the pot shop you were met at before.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a well-needed rest.
I still feel tired. It's been a long day. My brain hurts. My thinker hurts.
You took several sharp blows to the head, so that makes sense.
That I don't have any memory of that. That doesn't sound correct. I don't know what you're talking about.
Works that way sometimes.
What? Why do I taste purple?
Weird. Hard of hearing too.
Oh,
Not good.
strange.
All right,
Hello,
so I'm refraining from that, even though I have had to check many people for concussions, so it's not a laughing matter most of the time.
Well, I'm tired of the 2 Mr. B's constantly giving me grief about getting hit in the head. I don't remember that at all. Eleanor 1, Eleanor 2, you pipe down as well.
All right, so we have a potion shop to enter. How do we want to go about this?
Just to refresh everybody's memory, I got the map up here. So you guys are down around Old Town Circle here. That's where the pot shop is you're meeting up. It's kind of a busy spot, a popular spot, but you're tucked out of the way enough, it's fine. Whereas the potion shop you're looking for is up on the hill here. Now, as I said, the hill is a busy business district. It's where almost all the major commerce in town goes, although it focuses a lot on out-of-town players. A lot of people come in and buy things here. And the higher you up on the hill you go, the pricier things are. But because of that, it's a fairly well looked after area. Where all the money is, it's where all the money comes in. So people have a vested interest in keeping things there safe and sound. But that's where you got to go.
Reconnaissance then. We'll go scout it out.
Sounds
Have a
good
look
to
around.
me.
Should look for another way in. If the door is booby-trapped and we haven't the magic to take care of that, then perhaps the roof or the windows or...
As I recall, last time we gave it a cursory glance, I think we were able to determine, didn't we, that there was an alarm spell on the door?
I think that was right. Do you guys want to kind of cruise by again and give me an opportunity to pop the map back up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm glad somebody remembered that because I did not.
I've thought of nothing but that in the last 2 weeks, every night, pondering it before I go to sleep.
How the hell is he going to bypass this alarm spell?
What do you come up with?
Oh, nothing. I got nothing. We're utterly screwed.
The party.
Here it is. It's on this side of the map. There's 2 shops on the map, but we can ignore the other one. That's just a convenience of the map. But this is what you're looking for. The place has a placard out front. It is Tanner's Tinctures and Tonics. And it does have the symbol featuring that it is a member of the Alchemical Collective, which probably seems familiar to you guys. Nothing particularly noticeable other than this. There's 3 doors, a door here, a door here, and a door here. This door has the appearance of being somewhat permanently closed. Like maybe it was in use once before, but now they don't use it, so it's kind of blocked off. The door in the back is a very sturdy door. The door in the front is a little less sturdy, but seems to have more precautions. It has an alarm spell. Some very nice locks on both the doors, as well as the fact that you can imagine there's a few things you couldn't notice at just such a simple cursory glance.
So one of those doors is is it broken to the point of being is it barred and boarded up, or?
It's not boarded up. It has a bunch of stuff stacked on the inside. So if you take, let me see, this door here on this side, that one, that's the one where it looks like they had a door, so they locked it off, and it might be nailed shut, but they placed a bunch of stuff in front of it because it's kind of the inside of the shop. This whole section of the shop here is actual shop portion of it. This is the main portion of the shop. This is kind of a counter. This is the stuff they keep behind the counter. So they didn't really need the door, so they stacked a bunch of stuff in front of it. There's goods, there's things. So the door might still function as a door, but, there's just a ton of stuff in the way.
Well, as kind of a reminder, I remind the party, the alarm spell, the way it works is it can you can either set off a quiet alarm, if you will, or a loud alarm. And it's all based on, it's not so much something that you can disable so much as you have to sneak past it. If you're really quiet, you can avoid the spell noticing, if you will. So if we wanted to go in that way, we'd have to make it so that all of us were very, very quiet.
Mm.
All right. Well, we know how good I've been with stealths recently, so
Well, I wasn't going to name names, but yeah, you're terrible. Just
yeah, I'll admit it.
Yeah,
I'll admit it.
Yeah. I mean, we could think about other ways of entering. I mean, one doesn't always have to pick the lock, go in the door. Maybe there's another clever way. The other thing, gosh, I don't know how we'd go about this, but typically there's a password on the spell that will let you bypass it. If we somehow figure out a way to learn that, but I imagine that would be challenging.
Mm-hmm.
What about the heavy door? Do we think there's a spell on it?
You couldn't hardly tell because it was difficult to casually get back to that area.
Right.
It'd be risky just to wander down the alleyway, but if you guys want to try it.
I think Mr. B will maybe take an opportunity here and see if Slake is willing to go take a look while he stands watch and prepares to make a distraction, if necessary, across the street.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. Yeah, I've got no problem in doing that. I'm actually trying to recall. Was it a high perception roll that noticed that spell last time, that alarm spell, or
It
did
was
you?
somebody
Mhm.
really nailed that
Yeah.
roll.
Okay. Okay. So I can give it a shot if that's what you all would prefer that I do. I can be
If so,
reasonably sneaky.
I will give you guidance.
I'll
Oh
take.
yeah.
So, Richard, in terms of a path, could you ding that door that it's suggested that I take a look at again?
It is. Put the map out a little bit. It is in the back here, and for some reason, none of my pings are showing up.
Are you on the same layer?
Yeah, I should be.
Don't
Yeah,
you
I'll have
know?
to sort out why my pings aren't working all of a sudden.
Is it this
Uh,
in roll 20?
that is, it's on the other side, it's the left side of. Yeah, that's it exactly.
Okay.
Somebody got it.
Okay.
That's weird that my pings quit working.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
But that is the door you're trying to get to, so you have to kind of go down this alleyway here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll go ahead. Do you need me to move my token, or what would you prefer?
Yeah, go ahead and move yourself up there just so we see it.
Alrighty.
And Mr. B, go ahead and move yourself wherever you are.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm just having a little trouble on the map determining exactly. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here.
Mhm.
I know this is terribly exciting, folks. Okay. Where's that door? Oh, here. I see it.
Yep.
Okay. It's right
Yep,
there.
there you go.
Got it. Okay. And I'll roll you a stealth roll, I assume.
Actually, give me both a perception and then a stealth roll.
Okay.
The way I see it happening is you're going to wait for the right moment,
Okay.
which is a perception check, and then the stealth check is for you to actually try to be unnoticed.
Got it. All right.
I want to make this as difficult as possible.
So that perception roll, a 19 on the die. So that's a 28
Ooh.
total.
Nice.
All righty.
Including guidance.
Oh, including guidance 30. Yeah. Thank you for the reminder.
Oh,
Is
And
guidance a flat bonus, or you got to roll a thing for that? I can't
plus
remember.
one.
Okay.
+1.
Nice.
Yeah.
I should know that, but I forgot.
You know someone who plays a divine caster, or
Me.
so yes.
hey, Jake, go ahead and give me a perception check as well.
Absolutely. Can do. With pleasure. Oh. 14.
Huh, okay.
Yep.
All right, you got that stealth roll ready to go, Slake?
All right, here we go. Well, I'm rewarded with a high perception, and in terms of that stealth roll, I don't know who left these tin cans just laying around in a string in the alley, but let's just say that's a 13.
Oh,
okay,
man.
goodness.
Rolled a 3. A great time to do it.
All right, so here's what happens. You pick the exact right moment. Like you're like, okay, you're watching where people are coming and going. You got Mr. B looking out front because they're going to be patrons and people in these shops. They're not closed yet, and so the moment you pick is perfect, and everything goes great until you go back to the door and there's a window right there. And just as you go up to look at the door, you look up in the window and you realize that there's somebody in the back room, and they realize that you're there.
Okay.
Now you duck out of the way real quick, but you're pretty certain they saw you. So what you going to do?
Okay. My initial thought is to actually, honestly, it's here's the first thing that pops into my head. I reach into my pocket and I grab out a flask, and I start kind of stumbling around as if I'm drunk, and I literally fall down on one knee and make a retching sound, and then try to scramble to my feet. Maybe do a little deception here to act like I'm some drunk who's wandered into the alley to do something, maybe relieve
All right.
himself or something like that.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So let's deception roll.
Yes, please.
Brilliant.
Okay, not terrible, not terrible. So we're 24.
So here's what happened. You see it's a female human, probably middle-aged. She comes to the door. Now, you notice a couple of things. Actually, you know what? Give me a perception check, and I'll tell you what you notice.
Okay. Oh, nat 20. So 29.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Yeah.
So you get all four things here.
Okay.
The first two are easy because you recognize the sound. They are the click of two different locks.
Okay.
Now, from the outside of the door, you only obviously noticed one of them. There's the very obvious keyhole, right above the door.
Mm-hmm.
But you did hear two distinct different clicks from locks being undone.
Mm-hmm.
You also hear her mutter something. You can't make out what it is, but you're certain you heard her mutter something as she was unlocking the doors. And finally, you actually see her kind of reach up towards the top of the door near the door frame, and she moves something
Okay.
that you can't see, but you can tell she fiddled with something and then opened the door.
Mm-hmm.
As she
Okay.
comes out, she sees you, looks at you, and is like, Get out of here, you scamp! Go on,
Yeah,
get yourself.
I just you want a drink? I got plenty. You want? Oh God! Oh God! Oh yeah, I shouldn't have had that tuna omelet. Oh God!
She actually pulls out like a little flask, and she's like, "Tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 seconds before I throw this at your feet. You want to find out what it is?
Is it whiskey?
No."
No. I'll go, and I'll stumble whatever I think is the most logical direction. I'm going, and I'll bump up against the other building and just really stagger my way out.
So you can really only go out the front the way you came.
Okay.
The back area back here, since these are kind of terraced into the hill. What you see on the back of the map there is actually going up the next terrace, which is like 20 some feet up. Which, by the way, if you go to the front of the map, you can see the terrace down to the tier below.
Mm-hmm.
So really, you could go all the way around the building, but that's going to probably draw more suspicion. So out front is kind of the only way to go.
When I'm about halfway to the exit from the alley, I'll kind of turn back over my shoulder. I'm sorry, sir. I won't come again. And then
she kind of watches you till you leave with that skeptical eye, kind of glaring you down.
mm-hmm.
And once you get far enough away, you see her step back inside, start redoing the locks on the door.
Just in case, I'll continue the stagger until I'm a little ways from away from the building.
Got it?
Okay.
Just to really sell it, why don't you just piss yourself too while you're at it?
Well, actually, that's what happened whenever I saw her looking at me.
Involuntary, I see.
I'm way ahead of you, my friend. Way ahead of you.
Well, the smell just blends in, so.
I'm having Richard, I'll be back here in just a second. I've got a quick technical issue I will take care of. Just a second.
Do we need a technical difficulty thing we throw up on the screen? While Sean is there.
Slake's eyes just roll back. Go solid white.
What about Elenil and Synod? Is there anything you guys want to be doing while these other two are pulling this part of the caper?
So the place is closed currently, right?
No, it's still open. It's late evening, so some things will be closing soon. Maybe even some of the shops are starting to close up doors, but it's still open.
Okay. Let's see. How much gold do you have, Synod?
Oh, I think I have like 1 gold and I have 1 gold, 6 silver, and 8 copper.
Well, I've got a gold and 5. So I guess there's 3 gold. We could go in and get a health potion.
Yeah, I mean we might just want to go in and at least just look around.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that way we don't look as suspicious. That way we have enough to buy something.
Take our money back on the way out.
Oh yeah, no. This is while you're doing.
I think you should.
You split the party at this point. It's inevitable. It's you.
Oh yeah.
This is the point where it all goes wrong.
Yep.
No.
I mean, I'll go walking in and coming with me
Come
then?
with them. Yeah,
Okay.
Sure.
for sure.
Yeah, I'll go in.
When you guys come in, everything seems to be fairly normal. You notice the door is very loud when you open it. Almost, annoyingly so. Beyond the point where it's probably even just mechanical, like maybe something's been added to these hinges to make them louder. Also, when you open the door, you notice there is a wooden piece that sticks out from the inside of the door. So when you pull the door open, it clatters a bell on the inside. The typical cling cling as you walk in. And then on the inside is about what you expect. It is several tables and a lot of shelves. They're full of bottles and flasks, little containers. It's got all kinds of alchemical supplies. The one thing you notice here is, I know as gamers and adventurers, you're going to immediately be thinking of everything you're going to find in the equipment sections, all of the alchemist fire and alchemist flasks and those sorts of things. And although you do find some of those here, most of what you find out front are far more, I guess you could say, mundane in nature. There's smoothing creams, things for upset stomachs. It's a lot of things of this nature. There's even some makeup there, more practical items, things for, cleaning out there and scaling your buckets. And it's a lot of household items. You can see even some things that probably border on what you feel like might just be straight up snake oil.
I've mentioned many times I could use my bucket scaled. So if anybody is going to pick up some of that stuff, it'd be great.
I was thinking you needed some of the stomach stuff.
I do now after all the false retching that I had to do.
You do find a fair number of things that should be, are medicinal, upset stomachs. If you're experiencing other symptoms, you see they have the little placards and signs advertising what everything is for. And you question the authenticity of some of this, but it all seems fairly legit-ish.
Yeah. Can I go ahead and make a perception check, try and get a lay of the inside of this part? Suck. That's a 10.
All right, but even a 10 still gets you some basics. Let's zoom in here a little bit. So you guys walk in the front door, and you see kind of this front area of the shop. There's a counter here that clearly you're not supposed to go behind. This is the front area here is where you can wander. But you can see easily behind the counter and around this area without, having to do anything dramatic. Mm-hmm. And mostly what you see is, besides some extra stores and wares and a lot of boxes, a lot of the stuff that lays out in this area is the more expensive stuff. Here's where you're going to find your straight up healing potions and, the oils and ointments that a little pricier, might be a little more of concern to adventurers. So basically they keep the nicer stuff back behind there. The cheaper stuff is out front. You do also notice a gentleman who's kind of leaning up against the counter. He's a middle-aged human, and he's kind of eyeballing you, not particularly suspiciously, but you are the only two people in his shop, so.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I'll start just kind of looking at some of the stuff that's close to the counter, but still mundane, not looking over the counter yet. I definitely have that look of an outsider in the city, kind of for the first time, looking at what wares might be available.
Pick up like a rubber duck. Like, what sort of ingredient is this?
What you really want to find is a hangover cure. Yeah, be on the lookout.
There actually are a couple things advertised to help with the headaches, as well as nausea brought on by overly imbibing. They'll all have clever little sayings and phrases that they're used for. But
okay.
After a couple of minutes of watching you guys kind of go around, the guy behind the counter leads up and is like, "What you was looking for?"
Oh, well, just kind of looking around here, seeing how, seeing what the different potion shops in town have.
Well, we got the best.
You got the best. Oh,
yeah,
that's good to hear.
At Tanner's, we got everything you need. You need it, we got it. It's here. We got the best stuff. You can ask anybody around. Our union, it's the best. The collective, we got the best resources. And the Tanner name's a big deal around here, and I'm Tolman Tanner. Operator, proprietor, this is my shop. So tell me what you're looking for.
I see that you have a lot of excellent items out here in the front, but I'm really looking for just kind of a minor healing potion.
Oh, I see. Maybe you anticipate something untoward in your future. Well, hey, you know what? You came to the place with the best stuff, and we have nothing but the best. So he pulls up like a little crate from down below. And as he does so, if you want, you can kind of peek over the counter a little bit more. It seems a little less suspicious if you're kind of following his gaze as opposed to just looking around. Right. And you see that there are several rows of shelves under there where they have crates as such. And they're kind of packed in straw or with straw. He pulls it up, pops it on the counter, and he pulls out some trays that are in there and sets them out on the top of the counter. He's like, so the only question is, are you looking to need a little or a lot? Of course, now the price is commiserate on the need, as always. But let's just say you fall down the stairs and you bump your leg, then you're looking down over here at this end. I cut you a really good deal, a really good price. But, let's say your unfortunate events go up in scale a little bit, all the way up over here. Well, let's just, this is what I call the inch within an inch of your life row, in case you really need the whammy.
And the shop cat has joined us.
Nice.
Tear your throat out. Be careful.
It's a spy.
Yeah. As of right now, I'm just kind of looking more for the lesser variety. There may be a time where I may need something a little more high end, but currently I'm just worried about making sure that I'm okay here in the city. Like I said, I'm new here and trying to just see what all Ardisport has to offer.
Well, remember, not only are the contents of these potion bottles and tinctures and ointments, not only are they the best, not only can I guarantee you that you will not find anything better anywhere around, I promise you that our packaging is also the best. As you notice, for example, here, all of our potions are color coordinated for easy extraction. You don't want to grab the wrong one at the wrong time. That would be terrible. You notice we also have them cleverly labeled right here on the front. So just in case you're colorblind or a dwarf or something, idiotic like that. I hear those people all have dark vision, and I don't know how that works, but
Nobody really does.
We've labeled them on the front for you.
I would like to make a perception check real quick, just to sense motive to see how much of this is just showmanship and how much of it he really believes is the truth.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. That's a 17 on the die for this. That's a 24.
You think the answer is definitely both. You think there's probably some decent stuff in here. Probably not actually the best in town. That's clearly him shilling and giving you the used car salesman's goods. Oh, yeah. And you also think there's a good chance he's pouring it on because you guys are obviously from out of town, which isn't uncommon up here. But you'd hazard a guess that the speech is a little different if he thought you guys were locals. So he's definitely pouring it on. He's giving you the car salesman speech. But you also think that, it's not completely full of shit. Yeah. As you can see, the bottles are labeled. They are color-coded. The goods look legit. You haven't really talked price yet. So, you wonder if that's not where the swindle's going to happen.
Yeah. So I will ask him for the low end. How much are these, like, say if I just kind of bruise myself?
That's a good question. As I try to frantically remember how much the minor healing potions cost.
The lowest one is 3 gold.
Is it 3 gold pieces?
Yep.
Now listen, for somebody like yourself, because I like the look of you guys. I do. I mean, first of all, you're clever enough to come in here, 2 of you together. I mean, I get it from you're out of town. You want to make sure that somebody like myself isn't going to take advantage of someone like yourself. so you can keep an eye on things. I respect that. I respect that. So for you, my friends, this low price of 5 gold pieces. You know what? If you buy two, we can do 8.
Ooh.
If you buy 2, we do it. You want more? We can talk. I'm just saying there is a volume discount.
Oh well. Since I'm still trying to find work here, so I don't really have that much.
I understand, but unfortunately, if you want the best, you got to pay the best. I mean, there might be some places in town I could send you to where you're going to get a little bit of a better price. And I know that seems appealing, but when you need that bottle and you throw that thing back like it's some of your best hot toddy, I'm telling you, you will know the difference when you shop here. When you get Tolman's tincture or Tana's tinctures, and I'm Tolman Tana, you'll get the best, and you'll know it when you need it. I'm just saying.
I may have to come back after I get settled in and actually get some income first.
Well, good for you. We're well stocked and well supplied. So when you come back, this will all be here and anything else. And you know what? If you do manage to find yourself some gainful employment, you know what? Come on back. And if you're a local, I feel pretty friendly with locals. So, maybe we can talk even a little more. I'd love for you to come back.
Yes, definitely. This definitely seems like one of the better places I've been to so far.
Absolutely, my friend, absolutely. And I appreciate you coming into my shop today. I really do. You look like a nice guy, and you know what? Gosh darn it, I think I just like you.
With that, Elenil kind of looks over at Sanad, just kind of gets that shifty eye, like, can you believe this guy? And says, thank you. I will definitely. You said your name was Tolman Tanner, correct?
Tolman Tanner, Tanner's Tinctures and Tonics, right
All
here.
right.
We are the best place in town. You will not find anybody better, even in the Alchemical Collective itself. You can ask anybody; they know the Tanner name.
I will definitely be back. And with that, he starts walking out.
I walk out too, but I back up towards the door, like, we'll be back.
I'll be back.
Did he when he said that though, did he mean to imply within the guild proper rather than any potion shop operating under the guild, or do we think that was a weird thing to say?
No, I mean he was just bragging. It was typical bragging.
Okay.
Basically, he's saying that even in the the rest of the guild, they're still the best.
He didn't let it slip that this is not a sanctioned shop or something.
No.
Okay.
I mean, the signs on the outside the front of the shop. That's not
right.
That's not gonna fly.
I was gonna say if somebody was faking that, they'd be in trouble quickly.
Yeah, you guys, you'd have pulled up to a burning building and a mob out front beating the crap out of them or something. They do not like people messing around here with that kind of crap. But no, he was just bragging.
Just get outside and I'll look over at Elenil. What an unpleasant man that was.
Yes, I mean he definitely had his moments, but I've met people who have been worse.
He takes you for a fool.
I mean, I'm sure I've been taken for a fool before, so.
Well, let's ask the audience. Do you take him for a fool? Feel free to chime in.
Whenever we meet up, so I'll ask him. So what did you learn of in the inside?
I will start talking about how he believes that his shop is the best shop in the city and of the guild.
I was concerned about that. I was hoping he'd offered you some sort of assurance of the quality of his product.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't get to sample any of his wares, but he definitely was very sure of himself that his was the best.
Oh, okay. Well, I as long as he was enthusiastic about that point.
He was very enthusiastic.
Good. So what did you learn about the layout of the place and possible issues as far as our entering in after hours, so to speak?
So I'll tell him about the door, how it made the extra noise when it opened. The bell being there.
How soon? How far could you get that door open before the bell rang? Like, at what point in terms
yeah,
of
I
how
mean,
it was open did it ding it?
I'm sure would I have been able to get that walking in
Anyone
there?
give me a
or-
perception check, and I'll tell you what you remember.
That's middling. Let's go 16.
You think the door was open barely a crack, but you think you remember possibly essentially being able to see daylight between it, although you were the other way around. But
Right.
there was probably a small sliver before the bell rang.
So not enough for a person to slip through.
Not enough for a person.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And did this all the wares appear to be in this room?
So the front of the room had all the more mundane stuff. The adventuring stuff was all in the back, behind the counter. I couldn't, and I didn't get a look in behind what might have been behind the counter back in here because the doors were closed. But all the higher priced items that we could see were back in that area.
Mostly kept up in crates.
Mm-hmm.
And the door squeaks quite loudly when it opens.
Mm-hmm.
Just for covering our bases here, Eleanor and Synod, would you each give me a perception check?
$26.
15.
All right, the 26 is definitely enough. Actually, I'll let you each have a little bit here. Synod gets 1 and Eleanor gets 2. Because you guys have 3 bottles that you need to replace. And you have the bottles so you know what they look like, and they each come with their markings. And you saw all 3 of them. Synod, you saw spotted the 1. Eleanor, you spotted the other 2. And interestingly enough, they were all out front. None of them were back in the higher price section behind the counter.
Oh, they were out front.
They were out front.
Interesting.
And I will give the rundown of what they are, but honestly, it is not important to the adventure, specifically what they are, other than they just seemed fairly normal-ish, products.
Did you notice any sign of a guard animal? Smell of a dog, or hear any sounds in the back? A bird or something might be kept in a cage that could squawk when people come in. Anything like that?
Did
Hold
not
on.
notice anything.
Let me write down squawking bird in my notes for no reason.
Damn it! For first rule of Shadows of Ardisport, don't give Richard ideas.
I mean,
Intruders.
everything we see and talk about is giving Richard ideas. So
Right? Intruders.
I mean, just think about what I would have to roll to get my bird on the inside. Replace that bird with mine.
I could just see you've taped some colorful, feathers to your bird, or you've dyed him another color. It's a parrot. I assure you, it's a parrot.
I'm going to need a false beak and a quart of paint.
So that's a thought, though. Could we fit the bird through the door before it hits the bell?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty slim. You might have to figure out a way.
What if we crush the bird a little bit first to make it thinner?
Does anybody have shrink on their list?
nope.
I do. Size 13.
He's
Yeah.
bleeding demised. He's shuffled off the mortal coil. Hell. Okay.
So the loudness of the door that was described, Mr. B is going to recall having to handle the other doors at the other warehouse. They had that alchemical gel or grease or something that actually made them louder.
Yep, squeaky
Seems
grease.
like we're working with that.
You're pretty certain about the noise is familiar enough. It's one of those things like during the day when it's busy, it's just a loud door. It's not enough to really pierce your ears or anything.
Right.
But in the quiet of night, it's going to be very noticeable.
It's also the door that we know has the alarm spell on it, if I'm not mistaken. Or
Yes. Although, with your roll, you think the mumbling might have been her disarming an alarm spell.
Yeah, and I didn't quite get it. I hear.
No,
Unfortunately.
I mean, you got a nat 20, so I gave you that it was there. And I gave you that it definitely was deactivated by a word or phrase, but that'd be a little too easy to give you the full word and phrase.
But she also fiddled with the top, which says to me
She
that
did.
there might be a mechanical trap or a mechanical alarm there that has a setting on top of the sill or on top of the frame. And if I recall, and I'll tell this to the group. Yeah, so not only all that, but there are no less than 2 locks on that particular door. I heard the tumblers for both of them as she was coming out into the alley.
But remember,
Also-
you only ever saw one of the locks. When you look at the door, you saw one, but you heard 2.
Right.
Yeah. And not only that, but she's very disagreeable. She doesn't like drunks at all. Like she threatened to burn me up on the spot with some sort of terrible potion or oil or something. It was really distressing. I may need several alcoholic drinks before I can get over that.
Clearly, this place is filled with terrible, terrible people.
Now, I wonder if it might behoove us to go to the next level of the hill. You see that there? It's not really a cliff, so to speak. Would you call it a cliff? That's up above a terrace.
Yeah, it's a terracing.
A mezzanine.
Because I'm wondering what we might be able to see by looking down on the roof. That may be another possibility we consider.
We can kind of say that really quickly because once again, at this point in time, walking around the streets, there's lots of people still walking up and down the streets. There's nothing suspicious about that. Let's go and zoom this map back out a little bit and show up above. Now, the way it works is these are all one-story buildings. Although they're fairly tall for a one-story building. But so when you're up on the terrace just above it, you have an unobstructed view. So the peak of the roof just about matches the row above. So theoretically, if a person ran and jumped, you could say run and jump on a roof. But also, like, it's right out there where everybody can see you. But the people walking up and down the streets, you kind of have an unobstructed view of the city. It seems like an aesthetic choice as much as anything, but it does mean that everything here is very much in the open.
If we wander up onto that terrace, and let's say we take just a pause to kind of take in the view of the city, so to speak. I don't know, like a bunch of rubes that have come in from the desert, who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And
I resemble that remark.
What's that?
I resemble that remark.
Oh, I assure you, I wasn't thinking of you two. But just look like tourists taking in the view and take a good scan of the top of the roof. Top of the roof? Of the roof.
Yeah, as opposed to the bottom of the roof.
Yes, that is different. So
you really don't see anything interesting from there. There's it's just what you'd expect. It's a roof in fairly decent repair. It is 20 feet down. There is room behind the buildings. They're not built into the back wall. There is a smaller amount of room. Looks like about 5 feet. It's a 20-foot drop. If you were to drop all the way down to the ground, like I said, if you're to jump out to the peak, it's pretty much level. But then again, like I said, you're out there on the peak for everybody to see.
Do we see anything like a trap door or any sort of, I don't know, like a ventilation, something? Any way one might be able to squeeze down into the shop?
You don't notice anything on this particular shop. Now, you do remember there was something out front, and there is, if you were looking at, let me flip back over here. If you're looking at this section above, there appears to be maybe some sort of a chimney-looking thing, but clearly the shroud that comes down over it is pretty large. But you think there's probably some sort of a ventilation system there, but it's not as obvious just as an open chimney.
Okay. So Santa Claus is going to have to work at it, is what I'm
He
hearing.
is indeed Santa Claus.
Perhaps that would be the wisest way. No alarm on the chimney,
that we know
I assume.
of.
What's the range on your detect magic?
I believe it's 30 feet. But let me double check. Yep,
we
30-foot
close
emanation.
Are we close enough to ping that, or?
I couldn't. I know I could not have cast it inside without drawing attention.
Yeah, that'd be pretty obvious. But
Yeah, you're looking, if you went to the edge there, it's about 40 feet to where you want to be there.
Yeah, so that's a little too far.
so I would have to Titanic him over the.
Never let go.
Near, far, wherever you are.
Well, I quit the campaign.
That's all it took.
That was in the contract, Richard. No Celine Dion.
You know something that they didn't tell you in any of those movie reviews? Leonardo DiCaprio dies. At the end of the movie, he's a popsicle.
There was room on that raft. I'm just saying. He could have gotten on where she was. Never mind. Okay. We've got a couple of different doors. We've got a possible roof entrance, but we have no way really to tell as far as if there is a chimney or some other sort of thing, how wide or large it is.
Yeah, it looks kind of intentionally hidden, but there's clearly something there.
Could I do the whole like warg thing into the bird? The sheriff senses with the familiar and fly him over. Have him
Give it a
take
shot.
Yeah, I think I would like to do that.
So I'm going to ask you for a couple of things when you do that, and your bird gets to make these checks. So he's going to want to make a stealth check to be a little less obvious, and then he's going to want to make a perception check.
It's a bird. They just fly around and land on stuff, right?
Yeah, they do.
The good news is his stealth and all that are pretty good. Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Do we get a nat 20?
Kraken?
That's
I
a.
see
Can
a
you see it?
glare.
Oh, I think
There it
we
is.
go. There's
There
a
it is.
Kraken.
Hey, that's a Kraken.
That's a nat 20 for anybody who isn't familiar with the Kraken dice.
We like
Total
cracking
of-
dice, by the way, if they didn't put that together.
Yeah, it comes up a lot.
It wasn't obvious. We're just gonna say it out loud. So with the noodly appendage, that's a 28.
Ooh. And that is the stealth check, correct?
That was yes.
He's like,
Whatever one you said to do first.
I said stealth and then perception.
That's what I thought. So
Then go ahead and give me that perception check. But I'll give you something for that nat 20. I hate to not make those count.
appreciate that. It's a 21 for the perception.
All right, so here's what happens. Because,
Yes,
the communication between you and your bird, well, although very good, and you guys are pretty tight, you like each other for the most part, it's still not, an exact science. This is not this is an intelligent enough bird, but still a bird. So you never know how these things are going to go exactly. The bird flies off, does a couple laps, kind of swoops down on the roof just like nothing is going on, pecking around, and then the bird just kind of hops up underneath this thing and disappears completely from your view. And you have that moment of, what the hell are you doing, bird?
I see. I share senses through him though. So
fair enough. But like I said, this is what you're seeing on the outside, and then I'll give you the kind of the interior view. Because there is that moment where you are expecting him to be somewhat, subtle. But when he hops up underneath, what you see from his point of view is like pretty dark.
he has dark vision.
He has dark vision. Of course he does.
He's a dwarf bird.
I could, you know what? When you look back, this will be the moment that you say, yeah, this is the moment that Richard decided to kill my bird.
Well, the funny thing is, I'm just trying to be thematic, damn it, Lee. And you're like, oh, no, it's not dark. He can
I
see
have
it.
some
I'm like,
shit for that too, Rich.
It's thematic darkness.
Two can play this game.
I'm trying to make the bird cool for you, man. Quit ruining it. So he pops up, and you realize that what's happened is he popped up underneath of it. It's just that there's the shroud comes down pretty dramatically to make it to where it'd be difficult to get up underneath, especially for even halfling sized or small sized creatures. But something as small as a bird, he was fairly easy able to hop up and get underneath. And as his eyes kind of adjust to the darkness and he switches to his dark vision, you realize that he's just standing on the edge of what seems to be a fairly normal chimney. Although he decides to get out of there pretty quickly because there are some nasty fumes coming up. Nothing particularly damaging at the moment, but there's just that acrid kind of smoke. Like maybe they're brewing up a batch of something currently and it's all wafting up at the moment. But he doesn't get a chance to glance down the chimney. And you don't see anything other than the interior of a chimney that's definitely not large enough for a humanoid, but not particularly smaller than that. Let's say it's about a 6-inch by 6-inch square on the interior of the chimney. Stone, basic stone all the way down. You can see that there's light from something down beneath, but you didn't notice any direct fire. And then the bird's able to hop out and fly off, and you don't think anybody noticed a thing.
Sneaky, sneaky bird. I like it. Well, I was kind of hoping that'd be wide enough for one of us to slip down, but
What does the roof appear to be made of? Is it slate or tiles or
No, these are gonna be shakes. They'll be probably a cedar shake shingle, a cedar shake shingle. There you go.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that's a tongue twister there.
sloping or a flat roof?
It's pretty highly sloped. With shakes like that, you're going to want the rain run off pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because it's got tall walls for a single story, but even then, the exterior walls are about 10 feet with some pretty tight peaks, so you get almost up to 20 feet at the top there, and that's about it.
Probably not practical, try to cut through or anything.
I mean, not impossible, it's just, probably some furring strips with a couple layers of shakes, but at the same time, you're exposed out in the open of a roof here. And
yeah.
I mean, I guess it seems like kind of a moot point if no one can get down the chimney or there's no entrance up there. Like,
it definitely wasn't large enough for any humans. Or humanoids, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I mean, unless the other thing is that, okay, all well and good if one could shrink down or send a critter or something inside to do it, but unless they're also skilled at disarming and unlocking and so forth, it's still problematic. Although, I mean, if you could theoretically replace the potions and then just leave the same way, but
risky.
Yeah.
Might drop one.
We could continue to observe a bit, and Richard, again, what time of the day?
It's evening. It's getting about dinner time. So like I said, a lot of shops are starting to close up. Some shops stay open pretty late. You don't know about this one yet, but it's that time of day where a lot of them are closing up.
Yeah, I'm wondering, we aren't seeing any patrols showing up, are we? Any evening or nighttime patrols?
Actually, give me a perception check, everybody who's been in this area.
14.
13.
27.
Nice.
Natural 1.
Everyone looks like a guard.
But the total is 9.
All right, so Sanad, what I'm about to tell Slake, you're pretty certain is wrong. You think he's lying. It's fake news. It's a conspiracy theory. But Slake, you were like, you know what? I didn't see any guards, so to speak. But there are a couple people who seem to be walking up and down like they're patrolling. Now, keep in mind that the way the hill is, you kind of wind your way up and down through the terraces. So, somebody looking at just about any terrace, you can see up above, you can see down below, you can see around. But none of these people, look obviously, that they are guards. They're not wearing guard uniforms. They're not carrying a club or anything like that. But you saw several people who seem to be noticing an awful lot of what is going on, and nobody else seems to mind that they're here. So you're suspicious that maybe those are watchmen, so to speak.
Plain clothes.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Smart. I say to the group, I point them out. I say, yeah, don't look. I said, don't look. But yeah, look at that guy over there. Don't look. He's I think he's a guard. I think he's a patrolman, but just not dressed as such. I'm guessing they've got some sort of deal where they all just sort of wander around, different from the way the guard setup is down in the docks. I'll also say to the group, so we've considered above, we considered on this level. What about underneath? I mean, I'm assuming if you're running an alchemical shop and brewing some stuff up in the back, you're going to need to pour out certain things down below. Is there a way in from a sewer or something?
Maybe. I've got another idea.
So on that front, let me kind of spell this out for you here again. I think I mentioned it before.
I think you did.
Yeah, one of the features of the hill is that you have only 3 ways to get up the hill. There's 2 here on the west side, the north and south, and there's one on the back side on the east. Now, there really isn't a town guard to speak of, but there's a small group, and they essentially do only a couple of things. You'll find them at the 2 main gates to the city. You will find them all the way up here. There's actually a fort on the north and south side of the little inlet here that's coming into the bay. You'll find them manning those to a certain degree. And then there are 3 prisons and guard stations, which are conveniently located here at the base of each entrance to the hill. Now, if anything untoward goes on the hill, because keep in mind, this is where a lot of the money is made. This is where a lot of deals go down. What typically would happen is those guards then come out, shut down those 3 exits, and keep anybody else from getting in and out. They can kind of close off the hill in an awfully big hurry if need be. Now, down below those hills, deep underground, are 3 pumping stations they refer to as prisons. If you commit a crime here in Ardisport, and it's severe enough that they're going to sentence you to prison time, you have to go down there and man these sewage pumps, which then lift the sewage up from where around town where it's all drained to into another tunnel that's higher up in the middle that flows out of the city, making the canal district down here below where it comes to the surface into the canal. It's pretty nasty work that you guys definitely don't ever want to have to fall into.
Yeah.
But anybody that's actually operating on the hill is most likely going to be in the employ of one guild or another. Also, keep in mind there's a lot of nightlife on the hill. Not all of these are just shops. There's a lot of meeting places and gathering places and what are essentially nightclubs and even day clubs and restaurants. So, a lot of the shops like this one are probably going to close up at some point in time, while a lot of those places are actually just going to really start gearing up.
The lockdown on the 3 exits, is that knowledge we would have, our characters would have?
Sure. It's not any big secret.
Okay.
So I'll say you guys have been in town long enough. So one of you picked that up and heard that that's what's happened. But there are guard stations there, which is kind of note, simply because you guys are used to maybe in cities seeing guards at random places. And here, other than the gates, you hadn't noticed any. So seeing, a small guard station, even just right off the street, even though they don't appear to be paying much attention to anything, but just seeing them is kind of noteworthy.
Okay.
Richard, do we see any, manhole covers, grates, any sort of sewer entrances or anything like that in the vicinity?
You sure don't, actually.
Okay.
Does it really seem like, since those vials are out in the open and the alarm spell doesn't go off and we just walk in broad daylight, I mean, maybe it's an option to go in the day?
Maybe.
I mean,
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but we'd have to get really lucky with a distraction check along with a good sleight of hand. So that's really leaving it down to the
Question
roll of
to
the dice plus. If we do that and fail, we're pretty much screwed.
Now, I'll tell you guys this, and this is as much for anybody watching as it is for you guys, because this is very much indicative of Shadows of Ardisport and the type of adventures that we're going to see here. The honest answer is there is no wrong answer. You guys just need to decide what you think you're best equipped to do. I know what the DCs are for many of those things. I've already got a lot of that planned out. So, those are what you have. Now, if something like an alarm spell is, you think, more difficult to get around, then maybe going during the day is your best option. But you also know that, that comes with its own set of risks. There's a lot of randomness. Somebody else wanders into the shop. There's it's much easier to get noticed. It's more sleight of hand than just straight up, I'm sneaking in the shadows. Those kind of things. Not to say that one's better than the other, but you guys just need to decide what you're most well equipped to do and what is going to give you the best chance. There's no right answer.
Right.
I mean, you've already established yourselves as rubes, so you might be able to come back in and pull some sort of, distraction while someone switches out some of the potions. I don't know if it can be me because I've already established a reputation for myself as a stumbling drunk. But I mean, if somebody was pretty good about their deception rolls, that may not be a bad choice. Another option, if we were trying to find out if there are any other options, if you will, we could do a little bit of talking to people in the area, see what we can find out. I'm sure there are some ne'er-do-wells who, with a little bit of coin, a few drinks, and so might be inclined to talk about this shop. And who knows? Maybe there's some peculiarity that we can exploit if we knew about it.
I've got 2 lines of thought. Hear me out. Wait for nightfall. We break in loud. Trash the place. Steal some things, valuable things, and still make the switch. They'll lock down, we'll hide out. Make it look like a smash and grab. Only take valuable things. Make it look like we're looking for something. Another thought. I walk in there right now, start lying to his face about how he did some poor kid wrong, not giving him some free copper pieces for his mom's medicine, and I'll beat him. I'll speed him down. Make the trade. I'll give you the bail money now. You come get me, or I'll be real mad when I get out.
so that's what you mean when you say plan B, huh?
Yep, that definitely is plan B.
Plan B for beating.
I like to refer to these as the subtle approaches.
Aggressive negotiations, as it were.
To
Both
hammer all
plans
the ropes
involve-
and nail.
Aggression, yes. Shock. That's Mr. B's 2 lines of thoughts.
Yeah, we've got to figure out something because
I mean,
we could sit here all night talking about different options.
I mean,
That first one's not terrible. I mean,
The
if
smash and grab.
can I roll
Yeah.
a society check to how much would bail be? Or is it like I got a certain time pumping the sewers or whatever? Like, what do I got to do?
I mean, here's what you know. So, and I'll kind of give you guys this for free because clearly you've asked around a little bit about Ardisport. So each district, as well as having somebody on the city council, they elect a council person. They also get to elect a judge. And then there is literally a judge's council, and they decide matters that don't need to be brought up before the city council. They're going to, so something like a shop break-in is going to be clearly in their purview because the council doesn't care about those things unless they were to escalate for some reason or become more endemic. So it's going to fall under their purview, and it's really going to just depend on whatever in the hell they're feeling like. Now, something, a theft of that nature is, like, that's a tougher crime than you might think here. Like, they don't like theft, especially if you get caught.
Right.
This is the area where, like, they all love theft when it's in their favor and the people don't get caught. They all hate theft when it's not in their favor and the people do get caught. It's hard to say. Being a first offense, you might get by fairly easily. They do some public floggings, things like that. Actually, down in Old Town around the city hall, there are fairly regular public floggings as punishment. It's kind of an event. But it's definitely, probably at least that much. You doubt you'll be sent to the prison for a first expense. Some of it's going to depend on how much the value is of what you actually steal, whether or not. And some of it's going to depend on what the judges think of you. Now, if things get nasty enough, that's where the inquisitors come into play. They're essentially the investigative and enforcement branch for the judiciary. There's not very many of them, so they don't get involved unless it's really nasty. But they are a scary group of people that don't like to get messed with. As a matter of fact, I remember when Kat was telling you about her woes after, there may have been a body that turned up after her meat gone wrong, that there's an investigator looking into what went on there. And that's why she's kind of gone to ground.
Okay. On the beatdown option though, Plan B, what do I think if bail is a thing, and if I would even be eligible for bail for beating somebody up? How severe could that get?
So here's the truth: bail exists, but not for you. If you were
not for me.
If you guys had some guild backing, and maybe knew some people, you'd probably be able to get bailed out.
All right.
But being nobody's in town, they're not going to let you. Somebody reputable and somebody with some juice is going to have to provide bail, not just here's somebody else with a little bit of coin.
Okay. So option B leads to hard time.
That's the downside of being in the shadows here. It's possibly high reward, but you guys are working without a safety net.
So along the smash and grab, do we actually need to steal anything? Just make it look like stuff has been stolen.
How do you do that without taking things?
I mean, you take it and then stash it out back or somewhere nearby where they can find it easily.
Then they'll know something's up. Something else.
True.
Just take it. Use it. Don't get caught.
I'm gonna say that of the various things that we've come up with, and I appreciate, as always, Mr. B's direct nature and his excellent excellent options that he presents us with. I'm reminded of the show Stargate. We're sending a nuke through the Stargate with always on the table. Having a go problem, just nuke the Stargate on the other side, and life is good. But having said that, I of all the ones, I like the idea of switching them out under, in front of God and everybody, in a daytime deception. The trick is, the trick is, I guess, really boils down to how good a bullshitter is everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And how good a sleight of hand.
So sleight of hand would be under thievery, and I actually have a decent thievery skill out of everything, but I am not deceptive.
mean, I'm rocking both of those at a +8.
Yeah, I'm at a +8 as well on thievery.
That's not nothing.
No,
I got a +12 on thievery, and my deception is +10. I mean, if the other person, the female, the lady that was in the back, if she's not involved in it, then I could theoretically maybe still be a part of such an endeavor. But yeah, that would be part of it, I think. If she wanders in from the back.
We did not see her when we were in there.
Yeah, and well, from what we know of what you've described of the store, she would have been in the back.
She would have been in the back, and the back was closed, I believe, when we were in there.
I can make it so that she couldn't see you.
How so?
A little spell called invisibility.
That is true. He comes in with somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility. That's a good option to have.
Still have to have the distraction to make sure nothing's seen being moved.
Well, yeah, that probably comes down to, I'm guessing, stealth and thievery rolls.
Mhm.
We'd also have to think about, is there some possibility that they are employing some sort of methods to be able to detect such stuff? I don't know if that's likely or feasible, but it's a consideration. The other option too, and this could be something that's done whether employing invisibility or not, is who knows, a little bit of disguise work. I change my clothes, I don't know, put some crap on my face, something so I don't look like the same guy who was stumbling around drunk in an alley.
Glasses and a fake mustache.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a different guy.
Richard, I just saw your comment.
No.
What a great idea.
Yeah, sometimes I feel bad because we have a private chat here. We can message each other. And honestly, there's been some pretty good material in the private chat this episode. I'm like, man, we should be letting everybody see some of that stuff.
I can't figure out how to get into the comments. Otherwise, I would.
Only I can respond directly from there. You guys can only see them from there. Responding, you'd have to do from your own login, unfortunately. But still, I was just laughing because there's some pretty golden stuff in here. I'm proud of you guys. For those of you at home, fuck you, you don't get to see it.
Yeah, poor Seth.
Sorry.
Trust us, we're funny.
What a great way to get the
I promise you, those comments are the best. You're not going to find better comments anywhere. The comments in our private chat, they are superb. They are supreme. They're divine, actually.
You heard it here. I mean, it's got to be true, right? Oh man. So I have two new plans based on this.
Are they beat somebody up or
no? But one involves being a little more honest. It's like maybe get drunk, take you in for a cure, make a little ruckus, they switch it out. Or we disguise you. This is a skill I have. I've got a lot of things in my pockets, make you look different.
Yeah. Now, by that, do you mean brass knuckles and you're going to bruise up my face, which will then change the configuration of like my nose and
whatever works.
Mr. B just carries a clown nose on him at all times.
I, in fact, have a disguise kit with me.
That's great. I sure do not. So, I mean, that sounds like an intriguing proposition. Hey, did they, Richard, when you were talking about the location of those vials, did you say, you specified that none were behind the counter, right?
None of the three you're interested in are behind the counter. Now they're in three different sections of the shop, but none of them are particularly difficult to get to sections.
Other question, were there enough of them in each of the displays that if one were added and without another one being taken out, it wouldn't be noticed? Like
typically, so the way things seem to be arranged out there is there wasn't a lot of any individual item. It's like usually three of an item.
Okay.
You feel like what happens is they don't keep a lot out front.
Yeah.
So somebody comes up and like, I need, I want to buy this, hangover cure. They're not going to buy a crate. And if they did, they're going to get a crate from the back and work out a deal. So there's
Yeah.
about 3 of everything out there.
So that says to me that a fourth would be noticeable.
Yeah, it's a small enough shop. Maybe not be immediately noticeable, but somebody's going to eventually notice there's an extra one.
Sure. Well, okay, so we could. Invisibility is great. I don't dislike that. We could go with, we go in and it could be something as simple as 3 of the rest of you talk business. I am a member of the group, but I'm not particularly interested in what you're talking about, so I just kind of walk around and listen and at opportune moments, maybe whenever you say something dramatic or I don't know, raise your voices slightly in an argument or something like that. Whatever. I use that as an opportunity to slip some, do the switch. The one thing I worry, I'm sorry, real quick, that I worry a little bit too much about, or a little bit about is if we create too dramatic of a distraction, maybe that brings the lady from the back who has seen me. Now with a disguise, by the way, great, Mr. B, that you have that disguise kit. That's great. Maybe I'm not recognizing.
Why wouldn't I?
What's that?
Why wouldn't I?
You know
what kind of line of work you're in.
I mean, he's always dressed to the nines, so he has to have some sort of disguise every once in a while.
Yeah.
If this becomes a regular thing, we need to get the glasses with the mustache and the nose on it. And whenever you disguise, whenever you disguise, just wear that. So I know when you're wearing the disguise. Yeah.
Even though all of us, 3 of us wear actual glasses, that would be a little bit much, but we'll get the mustache at least.
There you go. Just get the little mustache and the
Clark
stick.
Kent? Superman.
I actually have a pair of fake glasses that I wore for a Superman costume, so I can get those out.
So the party can see Mr. B has pulled a coin from one of his suit jacket pockets. It's not a normal silver piece. It seems to have a different engraving, but still it symbolizes heads and tails to a point. And he's about to flip on this, whether we just go in there right now or invisibility. Seems like a great option for broad daylight. It's just, why wouldn't it work? Magic is typically out of his reach, so he has a lot of faith in it. He's seen what you guys can do in a fight, but he's still not sure. He's kind of torn, so he's visibly, with this coin, wherever my camera's at. Yeah, there you go.
Go for it.
He's about to flip on it. Whether you support that or not, it's up to you, but he's about to make his choice with a coin toss.
Well, what do we think? What's our vote in terms of a usage?
Nice.
I vote we send him in disguise. Perhaps they have some sort of detection, true sight, or some other sneakery.
I'm curious to see how well Mr. B can use that disguise kit. I'm inclined to see what he can do.
So, yeah, let's see how good the disguise looks, and then we'll decide if we want to go invisible or not.
As far as a distraction, I can make that happen easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what kind of distraction do you think the 3 of you would be doing? Because there's the other thing. I mean, I don't know if we have to plan it out word for word, but we at least have to have an idea.
I could create loud noises from the back room, voices, shouting. If you really want, I could blast down the back window.
I eat a lot of pasta. I'd fake a heart attack probably. Yeah.
Let's do get help.
Yeah.
This is a big one.
Oh, come on, join you, Elizabeth.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what the disguise looks like, and then we'll see if we want to go with that and make our distraction.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Disguise kit is going to contain some cosmetics, false facial hair, spirit gum, some wigs. Yeah. This is going to go great. What could go wrong? I'm not sure what skill this is associated with. I have the kit. So
I believe it's deception.
Yeah.
But I'll look it up real quick.
If you could make an argument for something else, I'm willing to listen.
It should say as part of the item.
Richard, are there any like clothing shops nearby, or any place where one might be able to duck in and get, for very little get a little something, or a clothesline hanging somewhere? I mean, we're in the hill.
If you're gonna want to spend really next to nothing, you're in the wrong part of town.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still in the lower end here, so this isn't all that expensive. But this is you're in the Old Navy section of town. The Gap. Those places even still exist. J.C. Penney's. Those places that are slowly going away.
So I guess there really isn't like any place nearby that I could go in and have a different tunic or
phone booth.
Oh, sure. There's some places. I'm just saying they're not the cheaper options.
Yeah, but not overly expensive. I mean, not like fine. Someone's going to set me back a lot.
No, but there might be slightly more than what you'd pay for something right out of the book.
I gotcha. All righty. Well, let's assume I'm willing to pay just a little bit for something. So at least I'm not wearing the same clothes I was when I was a drunk.
I mean, a silver piece would probably get you something new.
I'm willing to pay a silver piece.
Not that he's keeping track.
Right. I didn't. You see here? Let me write that down.
Sean, I can see you. You're right there.
Richard, I'm just about ready to do it.
I know. I can see it on your face. You look like you're getting ready to do something. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like to use the kit. The kit is just going to give you a bonus when you use the impersonate action, which is a deception check.
That's good because I rolled terribly.
Okay, good.
It doesn't matter what skill we put on it. It's bad. It's real bad.
Oh, no. Was it a natural one?
And I'm going to claim that I looked all that up. I knew that all off the top of my head, and Nick did not just do all the legwork for me there. That is definitely not what happened.
Yeah, I'm not the rules lawyer of the group.
Yeah, I knew it all. It was all right here. It just took me a minute for it all to come back to me.
Because you got the best memory.
Yeah, the best.
The memory is the best. I guarantee you there was nobody feeding me this information on a teleprompter or convenient private chat. It was all right here in my own noodle, right where I put it before. It's right where I left it.
What was that guy's name again? Who is that?
That was Richard. He just said it. What's wrong?
I started with a T. My
Tolman
bad.
Tanner. Tolman Tanner from Tanner's Tinctures and oh, God damn it. I had it right there. I was doing so good.
I was just testing you. I don't think you passed.
It's that Tanner's Tinctures and Tonics. That's what it is. My name is Tolman Tanner. Here we have the best that you can buy anywhere up and down the hill. You know what? All over Ardisport. As a matter of fact, you will find our name on the best goods from sea to shining sea.
It's the best, Jerry. The best.
Okay. So,
all right.
Disguise kit in effect. Do we feel the need to make you invisible? Try to sell it to us. Try to be somebody else. Try to make an impersonation or an impression on us or something.
Oh, you're suggesting that I adopt a different personality?
Absolutely. Drunk guy in the alley. You can't be him no more, right?
Sure. Yeah, I've not been to Ardisport before. This place is very big. It smells very bad in here. How does the air get in? Ugh, I'm not from around here, but I would like to buy some healing potions. What do you have in stock?
This is going to be fucking cold, and that's what that's going to be.
I have a sword here. It's called a chopper. You guys have a fight that breaks out. You get to the chopper. I got nothing, folks. I'm sorry.
I'm in. I love it.
You know what? Let's go for it.
Yeah, you sad bastards.
All right. It sounds like you guys have something of a plan, which is probably, yeah. Well, I'm being generous here. It is plan adjacent. You have like 11% of a plan. So that's enough to get us going here. So you guys are going to get ready to break into Tanner's Tinctures and Tonics. But you know what? We're going to do that after we take a quick break. So everybody stick around. Come back here. We're going to take 10 minutes to give us a moment. And listen along. We'll be back soon, everybody.
Hey, wizards, how many times has this happened to you?
Well, what's a couple of high-class elven females doing in a low-level encounter like this? How would you like to come back to my tower? I'll show you what my staff of power can do.
Ew, gross. No way, Gandalf.
Yeah, go to bed, old man.
But it adds +2 to my AC and saving throw. Oh.
Pathetic, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that it isn't your fault. You're a wizard. Charisma's your dump stat, after all. This scenario doesn't have to repeat itself over and over again. Not when you've got this, the Sorcerer's Guide to Picking Up Chicks. It's packed with amazing techniques guaranteed to help you attract the attentions of whatever lesser beings you're currently into. And you know you can trust this advice because it is brought to you by the most successful high charisma sorcerers in the world. Furthermore, it is easy to read and easy to understand. Heck, since the book is written by sorcerers, it's mostly just illustrations.
Illustrations? Books are my favorite way to learn, but I like ancient cryptic texts that takes me years to decipher.
Shut up, Merlin. With the Sorcerer's Guide to Picking Up Chicks, you'll cover important topics like how not to come off like a creepy old man, trimming your beard and nose hair, wearing pants, talking about anything other than magic.
Well, you know, speaking of magic, I was researching some spells the other day.
Would you pipe down, Dumbledore? With the Sorcerer's Guide to Picking Up Chicks, you'll soon be rolling up more intimate encounters. Order your copy today via a sending spell, or pick it up in your local market, wherever pornographic flip books are sold.
So I said to her, just grasp my wand firmly, and you'll be amazed at what comes out at the other end.
That's right. Roll a nat 20 in the bedroom with the Sorcerer's Guide to Picking Up Chicks.
I've always fancied myself a connoisseur of fine alcohol, with a taste for the finer things. So when I heard McGinty's was making an ale, I scoffed. The same great quality at a lower price? I don't think so. So I was extremely surprised when McGinty's offered the best ale on the market for a surprising price. So take my word, get thirsty, get McGinty's.
Mommy, why is a naked dwarf talking to a tree?
Just keep walking, sweetie.
McGinty's, a taste for every price point.
How are we getting down this cliff?
Hey, I got this. My robe is magical, okay?
You sure?
Yeah, it's purple and it's got stars all over it.
Did you get it from Crookshanks?
No. I got a great deal at Leonard's.
I would be careful, man.
Now watch me feather fall down here.
Yikes. Should have shopped at Crookshanks.
While nations rise and fall, kingdoms come and go. Summer, fall, winter, and spring, with birthdays, funerals, and everything in between. While the world turns and the moon casts a watchful eye from above, we will be right here at the heart of the mountain, making McGinty's the same way we always have. McGinty's Dwarven Whiskey, for the finer things in life.
Come on down to Carl's Cart Outlet. We have the lowest prices guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Carl Lightfingers, and if you're looking for quality carts at bargain prices, I promise you will not find a better deal in this or any prime material plane. In fact, I'm so sure of it that if you find a better price, I will not only match it, but I will throw in a set of matching cobalt hide cart mats, absolutely free. So come on down to Carl's Cart Outlet and find your new cart today. That's Carl's Cart Outlet. You'll find us behind Palin's Potions on the corner of Meadow Lane and Righteous Path.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
I got this. It's easy. Rogues are overrated. All they do is take a share of the treasure. Ah, see? Trap is all disabled. We can just open the door and keep all the loot for ourselves.
God, why is it fire? Why is it always this? What do we do? What do we do?
Oh, it burns! It burns! Oh, quick, grab the McGinty's.
McGinty's, never a bad decision.
I guess we need a rogue after all.
And more McGinty's. Don't miss this special sale this week only at Carl's Cart Outlet, celebrating our 5th anniversary with another Coin for Clunkers special.
That's right. I'm Carl Lightfingers, and I want to see you in a brand new cart bad enough that I'm willing to take your old cart no matter what the condition. So bring your beat-up, well-used cart down to our lot, and we will buy it for cold, hard coin. No questions asked. And if you put that coin towards the purchase of a new cart, I will double the value.
That's crazy!
Well, they don't call me Crazy Carl for nothing.
Don't miss out on Crazy Carl's crazy good sale.
And ladies, do you control the purse strings around your house? Tired of your other half using a rundown cart as an excuse for not finishing up chores? Then it's your lucky day. Just grab your jackass, hitch up your favorite draft animal, and head on down to Carl's Cart Outlet. We have free Cobalt Cola for the kids and free parasols for you.
Don't delay. Head straight down to Carl's Cart Outlet and take advantage of our crazy good Coins for Clunkers special.
I hereby call this meeting of the McGinty Stone Table to order.
My fellow lads, is it permissible to do this?
Oh, come on now, you're spilling it everywhere.
That's always funny.
It's idiotic is what it is. Damn it, not again.
Enough! Overflowing someone's McGinty's is barbaric.
Aye, he's right. There's hundreds of things that make us laugh. Elvish poetry, Club the Goblin, and Dougal's beard. None of which waste an ounce of McGinty's.
No wasting McGinty's in the name of humor.
McGinty's Law!
The refreshing, cool taste of McGinty's Dwarven whiskey for the finer things in life.
Hi, here we are. Welcome back, everybody, to Shadows of Ardisport. Once again, I'm Rich, your GM and tour guide through Ardisport today. And I believe our four heroes, adventurers, operators, yes, that's what they are. They're operators in the Shadows of Ardisport, have decided that they're just going to go the bold approach and stride right on in to Tanner's Tinctures and Tonics and just make the heist right there in front of everybody. So, hey, favor fortune's the bold. Let's find out if that's true this evening. You think you don't have long before the shop's probably going to close up, but I guess now's as good a time as any. Are you all ready to go?
Let's do it.
You're prepared?
No, but
Slake
let's
has
do
been
it anyway.
disguised. Just out of curiosity, Slake, who are you?
What's that?
Who are you?
Like, was in my character?
No, who's your disguise?
Yeah. I am Dirk. I am here. I'm a mercenary from, from a different place. I'm from Jeff Hogsville. down the road. I decided to come make my fortune here in Ardisport, and I am new to town, so please do not take advantage of me.
All right. Well, get rid of the map up here, and you guys can move yourselves inside the shop. I say get the map up here. Why is it not? Oh, here we go. Boom. So, let me scroll it out a little bit here.
I was told to go in the shop.
Yeah. Are you guys all going in at the same time, or do you plan on going in at different times?
Well, I think we're all pretending to be together, right?
Well, so Sonata and I were in there previously.
I might hold back before I go in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
Just because I can make some distractions that might be a little more obvious if I'm in there. Like, why is that guy in the corner doing weird voodoo? Like,
yeah. The only thing I might mention, I know you talked about it earlier, is if you do draw attention to like the back room, that might increase the odds that lady will come to the front. But do what you will. Maybe it would be best then if you two have already come in as a pair, for you to be a pair and then and Mr. B to be a pair, which I think somebody suggested earlier.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
If that's the case, then maybe for our purpose, Mr. B, it can be something like you could do the talking, like, yeah, my friend and I, we think we're going to need some potions, or we're looking to get into some trouble. And then I could pipe in, yeah, I'm new to this town, and, that sort of thing. And then you keep talking while I wander around the store looking at stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll show up, and Sonata and I will show up shortly after.
You know what? How about Mr. B and I go in first? We go with that shtick, and then you guys show up, either one of you or in pair, or together, and then maybe you try to interrupt the transaction that's taking place with Mr. B. You know, it could be something like just an idea. You know, oh, hey, we were here earlier, so if you don't mind, we're going to do our thing. And Mr. B's like, wait a minute, I was about to buy something, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's an idea.
I like it.
I have an idea. We'll see how it goes.
Let's roll with it.
All right. So who's going in first? Put yourselves inside the shop.
Mr. B, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dirk, I'm now Dirk the Merc.
You are.
Yeah, you know, this place smells funny.
Yeah.
It's like cinnamon. Oh, what's over here?
All right, so you guys walk in. The shop is pretty much as we saw it before. Nothing's really changed. The same gentleman who you two have yet to see, a middle-aged gentleman, is kind of leaning behind the counter, and he kind of eyeballs you guys for a few minutes as you wander around the shop. Nothing too untoward, but seems to be, keeping an eye on his shop at least.
Oh, look over here. They have some wrinkle cream. You know, I know some of your girlfriends that could have used that.
So what you all looking for, the guy says behind the counter.
Well, see, a bit of a sponsorship, really, and we would like to do some business with you as well.
Well, my friend, you have come to the right place because business is what we do here. My name is Tom Montana, and I am the proprietor of this shop. Oh, yeah. Our stuff is the best. It's the best you're going to find everywhere. If you're looking for a tincture or a tonic or a potion or an ointment or an oil, we are the place for you to be, my friend. So how can I help you today with this business that we want to do?
Hey, how much is this for these tablets that cure sour stomach? I have that all the time.
Well, now, my friend, you look like a man who is ready for a deal, and I'm ready to deal with you. If that is what you are interested in, we have the best in town. Those things, your stomach, never a cramp, never a mumble from you. Your stomach will be just calm and smooth like the ocean on a calm morning.
You know, I could use some of that. I bought the lizard on a stick from down near the Canal District last night.
You are not the first person to come down to the bad case of lizard on a stick. And as a matter of fact, you're not the first person who come in the shop. You know why that is? Because everybody in town knows that if you eat lizard on the stick and your stomach gets all rumbly and tumbly, you come here and we got the best tinctures and tonics in town. And lizard on a stick is my personal favorite cure. So, yeah, come on over. I'll happily sell you a vial or a bottle. As a matter of fact, the ointment over there to your right,
oh, this one?
you can drink that one too. You can also rub it on the skin. It's got some sort of plant stuff in it. I'm really not I'm not the brewmeister, but you can rub it on your skin if you have something that ails you, or you can just drink it and it coats the stomach. Everything else goes down nice and easy.
Yeah, it smells funny.
Well, you know, sometimes there are some things that are a little less pleasant, but hey, it's not a restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. This does not look like a restaurant. Yeah, we should definitely put some of this in our list. Yeah.
Oh, a list. You know what? I like you already, my friend. You come in with that. Somebody who's organized, they have lists. This is somebody who's efficient and they know what they want. And I respect that. I really do. Well, what else you got on that list I can help you out with?
Well, see, we run a bit of a school unofficially. We're trying to get some sponsorship, right? It's Mr. B's self-defense, right? We teach practice principles, how to defend yourself. So we need some Band-Aids. We need some healing potions, nothing crazy. We mostly just teach kids, right? And then my friend here, well, you know, he's already started his list, so.
I have a couple of salves that you might be interested in, my friend, because I'm going to take from your appearance. Now, I hate to judge a man who walks in, but you, my friend, who look like you're a good man who's good with his hands, somebody who understands the artistry and working with your hands. And, you know, you talk about having a school education. I'm a big fan of education. As a matter of fact, I am a highly educated man myself. So we can talk two academics, you and I, two highly educated individuals. We can have a conversation on level like nobody else. And as a man who likes to work with his hands, and also I like to work with my hands, I believe we are kindred spirits. As a matter of fact, I think I know exactly what you want. I can feel it. We're just on the same wavelength, my friend. And this salve right over here is perfect. It is perfect. Do you know why this is perfect? This one isn't good for, like, you cut yourself or if you fall and split your head open. Now, I got something for that too. But this stuff over here, this is good for bumps and bruises. You know those little unsightly bruises that come up and where your muscles sore? This makes it go away like that. All you need is a little short nap. You wake up, the bruise is gone, and class is back in session, my friend.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. It's exactly what we need.
I knew it. I just knew it. We're on the same wavelength. Great minds, they think alike, my friend.
That's got to be the best.
It is. This is the best.
Hey, how do we know that this is the best?
Well, you can ask anybody you find in Ardisport, and they're going to tell you that tanners are the best. We got a reputation in town. And you know why we have a reputation? Because we back it up, my friend. Because we back it up. This stuff is the best. Guaranteed.
Now, at some point during all these proceedings, we'll need a distraction. So I would like to use cantrip Ghost Sound. It has a range of 30 feet, and I can create an auditory illusion.
Okay.
And it can be as loud as 4 humans shouting if we really. I don't know if I want to make it like loud enough that someone on the street would be like, "Oh fuck, let's check that out." But I'd like to make from the back room the sound of like glass shattering and a like an explosion, as if a I don't know, a bomb has gone off while being created, or as if someone knocked a potion off of a shelf. Or
okay, so I don't believe there's actually a role for that whatsoever, but what's it going to be? What exactly is the sound that you are making? I want to know what your intention is specifically.
I want to make it sound like something has gone wrong back there, like someone fucked up and put too much sulfur in or something, and there's been a pop, a bang.
So you're making a pop and a bang, like a small explosion.
Yeah,
like you're the kid who screwed up in chemistry class, and
yeah, exactly. Like he should expect to go back there and somebody's hair is blown back and their eyebrows are off.
I hate to not roll something on this, so we're going to call this a flat check, and based on the roll, I'll decide how the reaction is.
That's a 16.
16
nice.
On the die. That's pretty solid. So there is it's an audible pop, because I'm assuming you made it sound like this came from the back room.
Yeah, like right where the chimney is.
So there is the pop and the bang. So from the front room, it's slightly muffled, but it's still definitely noticeable. Now, Slake and Mr. B, how do you two react to this? Because I don't believe you guys knew that was going to happen.
We didn't know exactly what was going to occur, although we did know that there had been talk of a possible distraction using magic.
Sure. Not completely unawares, but you also didn't know the specifics. So I want to know how you guys react, and I want to see how well you sell it.
Oh no, is that normal?
Yeah, what does that sound? Is there? Are we in danger? Is this place going to burn down?
Go ahead and give me some deception checks, if you would, please.
I will surely try. 18.
Oh, 26.
Listen, my friends, I'm sure that's nothing. As a matter of fact, we've got a little shop in the back where we brew these things up, and sometimes the extra gases, they get a little pop and a little fizz here and there. It is nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure, but just to be safe, my wife, she's in the back room, and I love her very much. She's the love of my life. I couldn't imagine anything happened to her, so I'm gonna peek in the back real quick, if you guys don't mind, you check out some of the wonderful wares that we have over here. Feel free to look around. I'm just going to peek my head into the back room real quick.
Wait, are you sure? Should we leave? Maybe we should leave this place. It seems like it could be dangerous.
No. Everything. I'm sure everything is just fine. I just want to check in on it real quick, just to make sure that everything's okay, my friend.
I do not feel comfortable here. Maybe we should leave. I glance at my companion.
Oh, wait. Just
so he doesn't actually leave the room, but he does come back to that door and kind of open the door and peek his head back in. He's like, everything okay back there, sweetheart? Everything it's all good? Okay, yeah. And he kind of looks back to you guys and gives you a thumbs up, and you hear her saying something in the back room. She sounds kind of agitated.
Richard, could I use this as an opportunity to try one of the switches?
You sure think you could?
All right.
Am I able to see anything that's going on in there? Is there like a window?
Sure, there's some windows. Now,
can I like look through and like guidance him as since I can see the guys going back to the door there?
I mean, you could, but you're probably not going to get a lot of guidance action. So, do you want to use it on this first one or not? Because isn't guidance every 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. He's immune for an hour.
Is it an hour? Okay. I knew it wasn't like the time. But Phil, if you want to use it on this first one, I think I'd let you.
I mean,
I don't know what to advise you.
I don't see why not. I mean,
okay.
I mean,
if he beats the first
easiest
one,
of them,
then like I don't know. But if he messes up the first one, then it's like maybe the whole thing's off. You know.
It's your choice.
I'll go ahead and do it.
All right, you got guidance on this one, Slate. Go ahead and roll it.
Richard, if I have the opportunity, as far as where, where the vial, which vial I choose to do at this point, I've got two thoughts. One is if there's one near the door, so I could continue the illusion that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should stick around, so I'm heading towards the door, or if there's an opportunity to grab one that basically puts Mr. B between me and him, so there's a little bit of additional cover.
Sure, that would be something that is definitely possible. I'm going to how do I want to rule that? I'm going to have you make a stealth check and then a thievery check. The stealth check is essentially going to be to do what you just said. It's going to be to put Mr. B between yourself and try to make a break line of sight, as it were, with what you're trying to do. The thievery check is going to be the actual sleight of hand.
Got it. I'm at a straight 20 for the stealth check.
Okay, 30-20, there it is.
Okay. And then for the thievery check, well, shit. 19 total. Actually, 20 with the...
with the guidance.
Yeah, I only rolled a 7.
All right, that is a dirty 20 for you there. I'm going to roll a pair of D20s sequentially for no random reason. Let's just go ahead and see what those turn out to be here. Ooh, that's good for you. And the second one is also good for you.
Yeah.
So you think you time it just right, just as he's kind of got his head stuck behind the door, and you kind of hear him. He's mumbling a little bit to a certain degree, so it's a little bit hard to catch up. Are you sure everything's all right? Everything. What was it? What the hell was it? I don't know. Hey guys, everything is just fine. Everything's perfectly fine. There's no problem at all. Like I told you, it's just one of those brewings that happens. Sometimes those gases build up. That's why we have a system in place here specifically for it. Our ventilation system is second to none. It is the best in town for doing what we do. We take safety as a high priority. But I did just want to double check because, she's my sweetheart. She's my whole world, but she is perfectly fine, my friends. As a matter of fact, if you'd like her to come out and meet you guys, I'd gladly have her come out front and you introduce you guys if you want. She is lovely, I'm telling you.
Oh, we would hate to interrupt her work. I mean, if you assure us that she is okay, I mean, I am just glad that she is all right. I was worried for her.
Actually, she does have a whole lot to do, my friend. So I appreciate that. But I think we're getting ready to sell you some salves here. some of our beautiful and breathtakingly efficient bruising salve, as I like to call it.
Yeah, for sure.
After that explosion, I could use some anti-diarrheal.
Hey, explosion is a strong word. It was a pop. It was definitely just a pop. I won't call it an explosion. You know what? As a matter of fact, it was more of it was more of just a bubble. Really, it wasn't even a pop. I mean, pop is kind of just going out there, my friend. But you know what? If that makes you feel better, we can call it an explosion. Some people like explosions. You know what? It looks like your friend over here. I bet he likes explosions very much.
It's funny you bring that up. He is fond of them. Yes.
So how many of these salves are you interested in? You can get like 6 applications out of every bottle right there.
How much are they?
Those over there. If you're going to just get one, if you're doing just one, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you for let's say, and clearly he's thinking about it, which already. I'm going to ask you for let's call it a hawk. You know what? For you, my friend, I will take that down, and just one hawk is all it is, which you guys know is a silver piece.
And you say there are 6 applications for that hawk?
Well, it depends on the size of the bruise, but if the bruise isn't too big, you can get 6 full applications out of that one bottle of salve. Now, if you're interested in more, we do bulk discounts here.
Yeah, we do tend to bruise the children quite a bit whenever we are teaching them.
Now, I told you about phrasing it that way is wrong.
Oh. I'm sorry. They
See, this is why I like this guy, because he understands the importance of language, communication. It's key. This guy's going places. He's going far. My friend, I would advise you to stick with your buddy here. He's going to take you to wonderful places. I see a bright future for him in business, my friend.
Yeah, I do like to follow his lead. Yeah.
What about the rest of you on the outside? Are you guys going to stay out there, or are you going to make a grand entrance anytime soon?
I think it's about time for Eleanor to go in. I don't know if Sanad's following me or not.
I'm debating. Maybe. So my familiar has a familiar ability, independent. So I don't have to command it necessarily for it to be able to take actions. So can I tell him to fly down that chimney as I walk in, just to distraction number 2? Fly in there and start.
Yeah, the way I see that is you probably want to be specific. What exactly do you want him to do? Do you want him to just fly around for a minute and leave, or what's the
I want him to fly in there and be a nuisance, just pick up a random bottle and start flying around with it, try and make that dude's wife chase him with a broom, shit like that. Really
that's crazy.
Just really be a piece of shit.
All right, so you send the bird off, and then are you going to go inside, or are you staying outside?
I think I'll go inside.
All right. So the bird heads off on his mission, and we'll say you told him, if you're all right with that, told him to take a minute before he does that.
Sure.
So in you guys come to the shop, ding, 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 with the little bell as you open the door. You see the other 2 of your team members up there talking to the handsome and wonderful proprietor of the shop, who's clearly a great guy. He really is
the best guy.
He is. He's the best. He hears the doorbell. He looks over at you guys. And he's like, "Oh, welcome back, my friends. I remember you from earlier. You were the lovely couple in here looking for some facial creams for the skin tones. Yes, I remember you guys.
Yeah, that's it. And I will then turn and look at Mr. B. And hold on, I think I know you. You're tiny. Yeah. I met you out in the desert.
Come again. Call me
Come on.
tiny.
It's
Have
me,
you seen
Eleanor.
me?
Yeah. You called yourself tiny.
I remember he was stuck on a cactus.
I did not know that you called yourself tiny at one point.
I didn't. Ever.
Oh, come on. You remember me? Out on the desert. We met. My tribe was going through, and you guys were making your way north toward Ardisport. I think I got that right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look,
Making your way north toward Ardisport through the desert.
Ellen, was it? I've had maybe 6 concussions.
Oh, well,
If it was me, I don't remember you. But clearly seems to be something here. I'm at Ardisport now, running a small school of self-defense. Unofficially, we're trying to get some sponsors, right? Trying to get out of the streets and into a nice facility.
Do you have anybody that does magic? As I could help teach magic.
No, mostly we just beat the children. Oh no! I mean, I'm sorry. We train
What
the
I
children.
tell you about talking?
I'm sorry. I meant that we. I'm older.
Who's your friend over here, Tiny? Who's this?
I mean, it's for their own good. Training them to be tough. They pay us for it.
Yeah. Well, it's we teach them self-defense principles, and in a pinch, it's kind of like babysitting. We don't just beat them. That's wrong. I told you not to say it like that.
I'm sorry.
We are welcome to new teachers. We currently have no one in the tutorial role for teaching magic, so that'd be great. Even if you are misremembering things and who I am, that's fine. My name is Mr. B, and I'm trying to actually conduct some business right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get in your way. I'm sorry. But seriously,
fine.
you
it's just a little distracting.
You don't remember?
My friends, everybody gets along here. You know what? In Tana's shop, we're all just friends. Everybody is wonderful. Everything is happy. You know what? As a matter of fact, I would, because you guys are all friends here, I'm going to consider that a group discount. So, if you guys wanted to buy maybe a few extra things, I believe I could cut you a good deal. You guys with your face cream, you guys with the bruising salve over here, we can just wrap it up in one nice tiny little bow if that's what you guys are interested in. Because we're all friends, right?
Yeah. Friends.
Yeah, if you all wanted to gather around the corner of the counter, I could bring the items that you want up to the counter for you.
And it's about at that point in time, you guys hear from the back room, not quite a scream. It doesn't sound like that. It's more of an angry utterance. And you hear some clanking and banging, and you hear a female voice yelling at something that's going on. And you see the proprietor get the kind of worried look on his face. Like, no, there's nothing to worry about, my friends. There's nothing to worry about it. You know what? Sometimes those women, they get a little hot-headed. I kind of like them that way. I like them fiery. So there's nothing to be concerned about back there. But she's just a little wound up. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing to. You know what? What do you say we go ahead and get these transactions going here, so you guys can go about your day? I hate to take up any more of your valuable time.
Are you sure? It sounds like she's in combat.
No, that's it. Hey, you've never been married, my friend, then have you?
No, I'm somehow still single.
No, I can check on that in a moment. If we just hurry up and get this transaction wrapped up.
Yeah. But do you happen to have any fresh?
Oh, what we have here is very fresh, my friend. As a matter of fact, we got a batch just made this morning. Let me grab this from over here. I got a crate full of it right here. We just made this morning. It's fresh stuff. Let me just get that for you guys. And he kind of steps around the corner and is fishing around in a crate.
Sounds like an opportunity. Is there any chance of any positioning again, or is this just going to be a quick straight check?
You tell me what you're trying to do.
Where did he go? Could you ping it?
He is he's about right here in one of those two squares.
Oh, okay, so he's well, this seems like a good opportunity. Synod, are you still back there as opposed to up at the counter providing a screen?
I'd step up to the counter if that's what we're trying to.
Richard, I'm going to duck down just a little bit as I do this, just to present a low profile. Another stealth?
Give me a stealth check to see how much you help yourself out here.
20, once again.
A dirty 20, all right.
All right, and then we go for the thievery roll, potion number 2. Oh, goodness. You know how I mentioned potion number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what result I got on the die?
What's that?
That's a 2 that I rolled on the die.
Oh, boy.
Well, at least it wasn't a 1.
That's a 14. So I got an idea what I might be trying to do.
All right, what's your idea?
So the idea is that I want to feign that I want to purchase one of these items that I'm switching out, and that I stumble a little bit and I fumble with them, and then come up with one of the legit ones and bring it up to the counter. Does that make sense?
It does. So it kind of plays into something I was thinking of here anyway. So here's what I'm going to have you do. We're going to be a little unconventional with this. I want a reflex save.
Oh,
because what you essentially did there was fumbled, not as in like a critical fumble, but as in you fumbled your attempt to make the switch. So now you're going to try to recover what you did, make it look like you meant to do it. So
yeah,
we're going to call it a reflex save.
Richard, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but give me just a moment, if you will, because I have some notes, shorthand notes for my character here, and I don't have his character sheet pulled up. I'm terribly sorry. Give me about 2 seconds.
Just call it a plus 15. And
you'll be fine.
I mean, if you want me to just pick a number, I'm happy to do it.
And all your successes are critical successes.
I mean, I do pretty well. What can I say? I am moments away from having this. Give me just a second.
Yeah, I'm moments away. I'm almost there, my friend. I'll be right with you with that reflex save as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah, let me get on here. This will take just a moment. Heck. All right, here we go.
I'm guessing it's 12. Plus 12.
Actually, I rolled a 19 on the die, so we were into the 30s.
Oh, my goodness. So that's pretty much exactly what happened. You went to swap it out, and you're trying to do it quickly and deftly, and you just about completely screw it up. You know, you go to swap one potion really quickly, and you're so worried about where you are that it almost falls. So what you do is you catch it with your other hand, the one that goes to fall, but still manage to put the new one in the right place. But now, unfortunately, you got to try to hide the fact that there's an extra one.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of got to. So just after that happens, you kind of turn around to see if he notices, just as he pops back up with a tray of stuff and looks over at you with a potion in your hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this will be a thievery then to try to.
No, this is going to be a deception check with whatever comes out of your mouth next.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to lift up the one in one hand while kind of palming the other. And go, hey, yeah. How much for this? This and what type of item is it? Like, what is it?
Let's just see randomly. What is this going to be? What would be a really good one for this?
This says it's
for
like
warts,
rouge.
right?
What's that?
It's for warts.
That's a good one. It's a wart remover, yes.
Yeah, how much for this wart cream? And like, does it work on warts everywhere? I mean, not just ones on your hands.
My friend,
you get
my friend,
meaning?
if you have unsightly blemishes in sensitive areas, that's not the one for you. That's going to be more for your average everyday wart and bunion. And but what you need is the stuff over there on the other side.
Which one?
You see those green bottles?
Is it the green ones? Or
the green ones with the little cross-looking label on it right there. That's
the
one that you
ones?
want. Yes, that's the one. That's the one that you want over there.
So this one is not good if I have one up my. I mean, you know, in the
Yeah, yes. You know what? The less I know about this, the better. I'm just telling you that the one you want is over there. I can give you a small little flyer that gives you the application process.
Yeah.
But I do recommend you have a friend help you with that. God forbid anybody's unlucky enough to be your friend for that chosen predicament there, my friend. Yeah, why don't you?
If you're sure it's that one, because I can show you where the wart is. If you
No,
wish.
it's okay, my friend.
Oh,
Why don't
okay.
you go and make that deception check?
I hope I don't blow this. All right.
That's how we got the what's, you know what I'm
20.
saying?
Well, that frog was asking for it. They're all asking for it. 24.
You should have seen what the frog was wearing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So 24, you say, is fortunately pretty good here. Now, for no random reason, there's going to be another couple of D20 rolls.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not important at all. Let's see how they go here. Ooh, okay. So I'm just going to make a little note of something over here. And so the gentleman just kind of pops up. He goes, yes, sir. Where were we? While he's over there getting that, what he needs, I've got the facial creams for this lovely couple right here in front of me. They'll take care of the, what you got going in here. Looks like you've been in the sun a lot. Maybe didn't take care of this. This will take care of all that dryness. That's what we're going to call it, dryness.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So yeah, the face creams, my friend. How many again was it said you two were after?
Oh, maybe 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Yeah, that is excellent news. I'll tell you what. Since once again we're all friends here, and you've brought in some extra customers to help me out. For these here, I'll give you 3 of these. Let's see. You know what? Let's make it. Let's make it a hawk and 5 sparrows. That's a silver piece and 5 coppers.
Okay. I'll reach into my pouch and start digging for coins.
He starts wrapping them up with some nice little wrapping paper on the side, a little twine.
And then, Zanad, you had something you were wanting to do during this?
I have a third distraction should we like to deploy.
If you don't, I will.
Actually, before we get to your distraction, I'd like a couple rolls from your bird in the back room.
Okay. What sort of rolls?
Well, let's make it a reflex save, because right now somebody's trying to hit him with a broom.
Awesome.
Rude.
I mean, rude.
That's what you were going for.
That's a 17.
All right. Let's see what it would be. Okay. I had to pull up her stats real quick. And then, you know what? I'll let you decide whether he's going for a deft and trying to just fly around the room and be a general nuisance, which would be an acrobatics check. But if he's going to try to land and pull some things off of shelves and break things, it's going to be an athletics check.
Let's see here.
I keep saying he, and that's an assumption on my part. Did you say he? Am I making that up? Am I just being a dipshit?
I think he. I think I've said he before.
Okay.
You said acrobatics. Were it to try and fly around the room?
Yeah, if it's just trying to, fly around the room and be a nuisance and get in the way.
I think that's what I'm going for more than anything, is just flying around and just being, frankly, the worst. Just a real. Oh.
So it's pulling its inner goose.
Not good. Yes,
Ooh.
Exactly. But he only got an 11.
Okay.
So.
All right. So here's what happens. She never makes contact with the broom. However, she quickly realizes, because he is trying to be a nuisance, but he's not, trying to get in her face, but he ends up just flying around the room. So she realizes that, the best thing for her to do in this situation is to just open the door. So she goes over and starts opening the side door. So hopefully he's going to, in her mind, he's just going to fly right out, right? Because he's just a bird that's trapped in here. So she's opening up the side door, but it takes her a few moments. And while that's happening, we return back to the front room, where I believe Sanad had something else that he himself was going to do.
Man, I don't know she's opening up that side door, unfortunately, but I do have a pretty cool magic item here. I got a ring, ventriloquist's ring.
Okay.
So I would like to give that a twist, and after doing so, I can throw my voice with the effects of a ventriloquism spell. That spell lasts for 10 minutes, but
Question: Is it your voice, or can you like do a performance and mimic with it?
It's my voice.
Okay.
Specific, like my vocalization seems to originate from somewhere else within 60 feet, and I can change that location freely, and that's about it. As far as disguising it, nothing inherent to the spell, but I would like to like turn around so the guy behind the counter can't see me, and just like shout from the back room, like something like, "This is a robbery, bitch. Tell me where the money is."
Everybody be cool, it's a robbery. If any of you motherfuckers move, I'll...
That was way more extreme than what I was going to do.
Mr. B is mad because he's like, wait a minute. All right, tell you what I want you to do. I want a stealth check from Sanad to hide what he's doing.
Oh,
and
like a subtle cast.
I mean, it's not even a cast though, because it's
okay. Yeah, it's an interact or something.
It's an interact. It's an interact for the ring, and then I believe you have to mouth the words at least.
Yeah.
So that's where you're going to turn away. So let's make a stealth check to see if you can do that unnoticed.
That's a 17.
I mean, that's not particularly difficult to hide, but there's always a chance you could screw that up. So he doesn't seem to notice anything right there. But I do want a performance check to see, like, how well do you sell it?
Oh, good. I'm really good at that.
Or I'll let you substitute out intimidation if you want.
I would very much like to do that.
It's a higher DC, but sure.
Yeah, well, my performance is a +1, so intimidation it is. That's a 16.
All right. But this is very audible, right?
That's the idea.
So he stops.
What we're going for.
Very suddenly, turns and looks. He's like, "My friends, I don't know what's going on, but you can do me a great favor. Run and get the gods, please." Suddenly, I turn into Rodney Dangerfield.
Definitely.
I don't know.
No. Mr. B, at the sign of trouble, at the sign of robbery, takes action. I'm all the gold you need. And he undoes the button on his suit jacket and begins to walk toward the back room, slowly enough that the shopkeeper could stop him if he really wants to.
So he watches you for a moment, kind of like weighing the options of whether or not, if he's being robbed, whether or not you're because you look like the guy maybe he does want on his side.
He knows, man. I teach self-defense to children. I might know something, right?
You might.
Good about beating on children, yeah.
Yeah, if it's
what I tell you about talking.
If it's a 7-year-old back there trying to rob the place, you got this, dude.
I got it. I'm going to recruit him and teach him principles.
He's like,
win his heart
friend,
and his mind.
Help me out, and your purchases are on the house for the day. You run, get the guards, and he points at the other three of you guys. And he goes over, Mr. B. He's like, "Come with me, my friend. come with me. And he starts to follow you, not lead you, follow you into the back room. But he's looking to see if everybody else is running out. So.
I will actually start heading toward the door.
Does anybody else say anything?
Yeah, we should get out of here. I mean, we should
get
go get the guards.
We'll get the guards.
I'll start going towards the door, but kind of doing the somatic components for invisibility as I do it.
Okay.
Maybe as the door is opening and as we're leaving, I hold the door and hit Slake with invisibility.
All right. Give me another stealth check as you're doing that.
That's a 19.
That's pretty solid.
Nice.
All right. So Sanad and Elenil, you head out, I'm assuming. Go ahead and Elenil and Slake, I would like a deception check from the two of you, and here's why. Because essentially what's happening here is you guys are making it look like the three of you head out the door when Slake actually isn't going to go out. So I see that as more of a deception than just straight up stealth.
And that's the case, even if it's a situation where it's like, I'm going to pretend to be leaving, but at the point that I would be stepping out, I really just go invisible and turn back around.
Yeah, that's pretty much like that because you're trying to make it out the door.
Right.
So you're not necessarily trying to be sneaky at that point in time. There's a certain element of misdirection that needs to take place.
Gotcha.
At that point. So I'm going to call that deception.
Okay.
It's like a group check kind of thing. We all got to play a part right now.
Well, Sanad is casting the spell, so his was about stealth to not notice the spell casting.
Right.
All right, so deception. Got it.
For both of us or just him?
I'm just going to have Elenil and Slake do this one.
Okay.
Got a 25 on that deception.
I got a 19 on the die for a 20.
All right.
My
nice. You sneaky bastard.
The doorbell dings. Elenil and Sanad are outside, so go ahead and move yourselves out there. Mr. B, if you would move yourself into the back room.
Oh, can do.
Move yourself a little further. We're going to scroll the map just a little bit this way for this. I should have put tokens for the husband and wife, but it's not particularly relevant.
I'm meaning to ask the bird, the familiar. I keep seeing a toucan. Tell me it's not that brightly colored, right? What's the bird
it's like? It's a crow.
Okay.
Guess you got to eat crow on that one, Mr. B. I mean, it's the best I got. I'm sorry.
Side note, do not eat my familiar. I will kill you.
So, Mr. B, you kind of burst into the back room, making it look like you're about to, jack somebody up, right? With Tolman Tanner right on your heels. And in the back, you see kind of a middle-aged female human who is indeed the lovely bride of Tolman Tanner. Her name is Tanya Tanner.
With all the T's.
It's nice. Very alliterative. I have a thing. I don't know. It's weird.
She must be just thinking her brain is going out.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happened. So she's gotten the door open and she was trying to shoo the bird out while the bird's flying around when she also heard this, right? That's the thing, because it came from right around her. So she's stopped, and now she's stuck her head out the door. And now instead of shooting the bird, she kind of flipped the broom around like she's holding it more like a weapon.
Oh shit, a talking bird.
Yeah. Although Mr. B, you don't think she looks, particularly adept with it as a weapon, not that she's had any training, but instinctively she's like, I'm gonna hit somebody with the broom, and has an extremely confused look on her face as you bust into the room with Tolman right on your heels behind you. He's like, what's going on? What's going on? Wait, what is going on back here?
Valid question.
She's like, there's a bird. There's a bird in the damn shop, and he won't leave. He won't. Yeah, but what about the voice back here? I heard the voice. She's like, I heard it too, but there's nobody here. There's nobody but the bird. You don't think the damn bird talked to us, did you? He's like, no, I don't think a damn bird talked. What is going on back here? I thought you said you had all this under control. Why is it every time that you're back here brewing up some shit, everything goes to hell? Why is it always that way? Tell me. He's like, I will come across this room and hit you with the broom if you talk to me like that. If you keep talking to me like that, you're going to be the one that's in trouble. There's not going to be a robbery. There's going to be an assault. That's what it's going to be, mister. You won't talk to me. And, Mr. B, you're kind of stuck in the middle of this marital dispute.
Mr. B recognizes that and then tries to do what he can do. And there's clearly not a robber in here, but there is a bird. I will try to catch the bird.
Hey, Sanat, how would the bird react to Mr. B trying to catch him?
Not well.
All right, well, I believe a grab is athletics. And is it grab versus reflex or fortitude DC? Does anybody remember off the top of their head?
Fortitude, I'm sure.
It is fortitude? Okay.
Pretty sure.
All right, well, Mr. B, you need to make a grab check.
All right.
So athletics versus the fortitude DC of the bird, which Synod will supply with us forthwith.
It's 10 plus the modifier?
Yes.
That'd be 16.
I will do so as gently as possible. The bird seems a little more troublesome than Mr. B thought.
All right, so the two continue to argue very loudly, and it's getting heated, and she's not actually hit him yet, but she's like making motions like she's going to whack him. And he's like, woman, please, don't you hit me with the broom. I told you what's going to happen if you ever hit me with the broom. And she's like, yeah, I know you told me what's going to happen, and I told you. So they're arguing back and forth while the camera pans back to the front of the building, where now suddenly the sounds all become very muffled, but yet noticeable. And there is Slake standing invisibly in the middle of the room. What are you doing by chance?
Well, I've got just a moment in there while this is all going on. I'm going to take a minute and just look around the room just to make sure there isn't anything, I don't know, like a scrying sensor in the corner or an imp hiding in, behind something, just to make sure I'm unobserved.
All right, give me a perception check.
Okay. That's going to be a 22.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you notice, like, not really. Like, the only thing you really do notice that maybe you didn't notice before is that, you see that the main windows on the sides, you think that they might actually have a spell on them. You notice some inscriptions around the frame, so that maybe there's some sort of an alarm spell on the windows. Like if somebody were to bust a window or to open one.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I'm going to try to do the switch. So I guess a thievery check. I am, and if you want a stealth check too, because I'm going to operate under the assumption that I still have to be cautious about this.
Go ahead and make a check. Stealth check is really all that's necessary because you're just trying to be sneaky.
Yeah. Okay. That's nat 20, my friend.
Ooh.
Like, you were actually mad that nobody was around to see that lift.
I'm going to take the potion back and wait until somebody comes into the room.
You were like, that was my best work, and nobody was around to see it.
I'm going to tell everyone about that.
So you are so mad at how that went down, but like nothing happens. Like you're in the room completely by yourself. You're making these amazing moves, these well-practiced maneuvers, and just crickets.
The other thing I wish people could see is how dedicated I am to the caper, that I'm not going through the cash box and I'm not putting healing potions down my pants or any of the other things I could be doing here. But I want this caper to succeed, so I'm not taking any chances. I am glancing at the door, however, trying to determine what's going to be harder. Is it going to be harder for me to try to leave here without tinging the bell? Or is it going to be harder for me to eventually, whenever somebody enters or leave the shop, to try to, exit at the same moment?
You think it's probably the first one? I mean, you don't have a plan for it yet, but try to sneak in a door and out a door when there's somebody else coming out, especially since it might not be somebody who is like helping you. Could be a stranger. I mean, honestly, at this point in time, you're wondering if they'd even notice the bell.
Yeah. Well, this might be a good time to do it. So what I'm hoping I can do is, I don't know, try to, I don't know, is there something I can stuff up next to the clapper, so that it won't, I mean, nothing I would leave behind, but can I put something in there as I try to get around the door and,
I mean, sure. So I guess your plan is you're just going to try to muffle the bell as you leave.
I'm gonna try to do that unless I don't suppose there's any chance of bending down the thing that actually tings the bell, right? Wasn't there a piece of wood that stuck out that actually got the bell?
Yeah, it's just a little piece of wood that juts out there, and the bell's just hanging from a piece of string.
Yeah. I'm trying
you could honestly even just take the bell and like flip it up on top because it's got like 2 inches of string to it.
Yeah, let's try that. If it's that simple, yeah, sure. Let's give it a shot.
It's going to be noticeable that the bell is up there at some point in time, but do you think you could do that easily enough without making a ding?
Well, but I don't want to leave a sign that something weird has happened. Not that enough weird shit hasn't happened in this shop already. I think I'm going to go with the muffling option.
All right. Let's call it a thievery check.
Okay. This is a thievery check to position the bell or something, breaking it out. 17.
I mean, that is what it is. So you're going with it, right?
I mean, I guess that's what I rolled. So I guess that's what I'm doing. I mean, if I have the option of reconsidering it and rolling again, yeah, sure.
All right. So out you go. And you think you do a fairly good job. It still kind of follows because you just stuff some straw up in there, hoping that like as it moves a little bit, the straw falls out and it's not particularly noticeable, but it keeps the bell from really making any noise. And it's not as successful as you'd hoped. Like as you leave, you hear the bell clapping around, but you're like, there's a lot of noise and they're all the way in the back room, so maybe they didn't hear it.
All right, we'll cross our fingers if that was the case. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to go out and immediately look for Synod and Elenil, and whichever one is closest, I'm going to go up behind him and go, boop!
You don't see either of us.
Ah, okay.
They're gone.
We're gone. Right.
They didn't tell me how long this lasts, but it's time to pickpocket some doors.
No, I'm sure we would have went out to the main area and at least made it look like we were looking for guards.
I mean, they're easy to find if you go down the hill to the guardhouses. They're not going to be anywhere else. I mean, you could go out in the street and just shout, but it's whether or not you want to.
No.
Well, for what it's worth, I think you guys should keep up the ruse. And I mean, I would look for them if I go into the main area and find them, even though I'm still invisible. I would come up and say, I think you should try to find a guard and send them in and play along like it's all one big deal.
So now, how long would your bird stay before he just flies out the open door?
I think probably at this point.
Okay.
Like,
give me
he
another
knows
chance.
Mr. B well enough, and like, probably.
That's fine. How long do you intend to stay, Mr. B?
Well, I'm gonna get that bird, but if it goes up the chimney, I obviously don't fit.
He flew out the door.
Mr. B is going to, however, purchase the bruising creams. More than one. He's going to get a bulk deal if that's still on the table.
I mean, they're just sitting out front. So are you going to stick around for the deal, or what you going to do?
Yeah, I'm actually going to stick around for the deal and pay for them.
All right. Tell you what I'm going to do, because at this point in time, I'm going to say you guys have succeeded.
Yeah.
So I'm going to long story short a few things here. And sure enough, you guys are able to kind of make a little bit of a ruckus. And a couple of these people who aren't guards, so to speak, but clearly in the employ of guilds, take notice that the word is sent and two guys show up and start making their way into the back. They seem to be very interested. Mr. B, you're back there. When these guards show up, the the Tanners calmed down, like very quickly. Like, you know, it's one thing that, with what was going on, but now there's peers around. So there's a lot of discussion that happens. We don't need to get into every little bit of it. They don't know what's going on. Everything's confused. Everybody's very, they're kind of suspicious, but nobody knows what to make of it. They ask you what happened, Mr. B. The only thing that you need to answer for is where did your friend go?
Richard, if this is too late to say it, and I was going to maybe bring this up before we started long storying it short, but my thought was that once the invisibility spell wore off, I'd go back in.
Okay. I mean, if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just because, it's like I looked around, but I could not find anyone dressed as a god. Who are these guys?
They're the gods, my friend.
But they are not, well, there's a badge of office or the tabards or their ceremonial swords or the rest of it.
They don't really do that kind of thing around here. But tell you what, since you guys were you're so helpful and you're such good friends and you're stuck around for the sale, surprisingly. And you notice that, like, at this point in time, he walked out front and turned the sign to closed, and like he's clearly getting ready to be done for the night, and he's getting ready. He wants to usher you guys out, but he's not going to miss a sale here. So tell you what, friend price here, 1 silver piece. You get all 3 cans there of the bruised cream and the bruised salve. Sorry, sometimes even I get it wrong. I'm a little flustered. It's been an exciting evening.
Also, the wart cream, for the wart that is down deep in the.
You know what? Yeah. Throw in a copper, and that's good enough for that. It's good enough, my friend, because you guys are good friends. Let me wrap that up for you.
Okay.
And he wraps it up. So spend your silver and your copper, and he lets you go on your way. But you notice he's locking the door behind you, and the guards are still around. Okay. As a matter of fact, you see maybe somebody else walking into the back as you're leaving. You can't tell if it's a guard or who it is, but.
Okay, I'm actually going to leave a tip as well. I'm going to pay double.
Okay.
I'll be stealing that.
That ain't on me. That's on you and the game master. So.
All right. So you leave a few extra coins for your new friend here, Tolman Tanner, and you head out to meet with your friends, which you guys do easy enough. And you appear to successfully switch out all 3 of them. Where are you headed next?
Let's go back to the pawn shop. Sorry.
Yeah, we got a meeting with a cat.
You sure do. So you guys head back to the docks?
Yes.
Back to the Sour Squid, hopefully, and see if you can get word to the cat. Once again, I won't go into a lot of detail, but you guys make your way to the Sour Squid. You let them know that you're looking for the cat.
We leave a saucer of milk out.
Yeah.
They can't digest that. That's
actually, if you do suggest that, they'll think it's fucking hilarious and do it. But only if you guys buy some drinks.
Oh yeah.
So if you sit down at the table, buy some drinks,
we do that.
You suggest that, and like they pull up another chair and put out a saucer of milk.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They think it's fucking great. Like they're laughing their ass off, and they even do the thing like you can tell she's coming. Because a couple of them like do the come here, and like they're all peeking around the corner, waiting for her. Like this is a grand joke to them. So sure enough, she comes striding in, walks over, sits down, eyes the saucer, and you hear the chuckles and the laughter. She shoots him a look that like I will murder you, motherfuckers. Looks back to you guys and says, "Well." How'd it go?
Well,
it's done.
I like hold up the anti-wrinkle cream and I'd say it went nice and smooth.
Well, I wouldn't know if I'd call it nice and smooth. The guards at the inn sure seemed very suspicious, but it looks like nobody caught on to what you were doing, as far as I can tell. I couldn't be too close.
So you were observing the job?
It only seemed prudent. But a deal's a deal, and you guys have done me a great favor. So, and she kind of motions that after a minute somebody brings out the ledger.
Nice.
Lays it down on the table and says, "Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure working for you." Or working... I said that wrong.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure working with you, or have you work for me, I guess, as the case may be. Maybe I'll see you around, and maybe I won't. And she leaves, and you see her make some lewd gestures at a couple of the employees and people in there that were laughing at her. And out she goes.
Are you going to drink that? Or I guess, never mind.
Yeah, she gives you another look that can kill and walks out. And you guys have the ledger, so what now?
Well, I guess it's time to take the ledger back to the Netties.
Yeah. Complete the
job. I would suggest...
And Ned Nettie.
Nettie.
Damn thing out of our possession ASAP so we could write this one off.
All right, so you guys make your way out of the city and out to the Platinum Pint, and by this point in time, it's late. You know, it'll take you a while to get out to the docks. It takes you a while for the meeting. It takes you a while to walk all the way through town, all the way out to the Canal District and to the Platinum Pint. But sure enough, there they are, the Nettie brothers holding up the Platinum Pint. You notice your friend Johnny Oneleg up at the bar. Seems he's come into some money recently, and he's making good use of it.
I'll slap him on the back of the head. Say what's up.
Hey, come have a drink. Come have a drink. He seems to be pretty far into his cups.
Nah, maybe in a minute.
And you hear a voice on the side. "Oh, what's this then? Are you guys back already? Have you got good news for me, my friends?"
Only the
Say
best
that
for you.
this is good news. And show him the ledger.
Oh, hey, whoa, hey, let's keep that. He kind of throws something over it to cover it up a little bit. Well, look at this, my friends. And he kind of like pulls up the cover and kind of looks through, looks down everything. He's like, all right. I knew I like you guys. You're gonna be good for business. I can tell that already. So I believe I promised you, what was that, 400 gold pieces, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he waves to his brother. Brother lumbers over like the big oaf that he is, and he starts dropping coins on the table. He's like, 1, 2.
Oh no! No!
4.
It's like you count it.
Finally, after an excruciating amount of time, even the Ed grabs the thing. He's like, "It's all there, my friends," and he just pushes the whole bag of it. "It's all there, right?"
Count it.
I'd be happy to. I'll need to go to another room. Let me just grab this. I'll be back as far as you know. I mean,
he needs to focus.
Let me check my notes real quick if it was 400 or 500.
It probably was 400.
I thought it was 400 because I think it was 100 for each of us.
Now, see,
Nick,
I remember.
Shut the hell up! It was 500. All of you.
Right, it was 400 for each of us.
It was indeed 400. So
we had him. We just about had him. All
no,
you
he was
guys
checking
had
his
to do
notes.
Was,
He was
yeah,
checking his
was
notes.
500. Yeah, 500.
I was on your team.
All right, so you look, the 400 gold pieces are all right there in front of you. You can take time. They look legit. He's like, you know what? This has just been wonderful. You guys are so fantastic. That's great. Now, I understand that you might want to take a little time, let everything calm down and cool down. It is usually, I don't know why I'm doing the wrong voice. I'm terrible at this. I don't know. I got to do the really bad British one. But yeah, that's right. You want to take a little breather, but yeah, no, maybe you says I got another job for you. Are you interested?
Oh, I mean, like now?
Well, you see, the person who hired me for this last job, turns out they got another job involving this very ledger right here. And you guys are here. The ledger's here.
Hang on. The last job was 2 jobs.
No, it was just one. We just gave you get the ledger. You brought it here.
Mr. B, maybe
complication, right? It was complicated, right?
Oh, I don't know.
You ought to pay us more. You ought to.
I mean, we had a deal, and I paid up.
We
you
did.
brought me the ledger.
We delivered. So, we delivered, and you paid, but we did more than you said we'd have to.
No, you brought me the ledger. That's what I said you got to do. How you did it is all up to you.
Sure, but the next job will cost a little more than you think.
Well, I mean, since you guys have proven yourself reliable, that's why I'm offering it to you. Are you interested?
Give us the details.
Well, tell you what, let's work out whether or not you're going to take the job. So, you know what? But you're right. How about for this one? I will give you 500 for this job, since you've proven yourself to be 600. Eh?
Because it's probably a job within a job within a job.
Well, I mean, once again, details, that's all up to you, all right? I mean, you know, things happen. Sometimes they get complicated here, but tell you what, I'll give you 550, assuming everything goes good. So we're going to make it, yeah, you know what, tell you what, I'll give you guys, I'm not even going to float you guys 100 gold pieces up front, but you only get the other 450 after the job's complete. How's that sound?
Pretty good.
He motions over for his brother, who gets out another bag and starts putting gold pieces. He's like, 1, 2, 3. All right, while he's in, so you guys are in for the job then, right? I'll give you some details, but I gotta know you're in first, right?
We're in.
I'm in.
All right. Here comes your 100 gold pieces. All right, as it turns out, this ledger here that you move from one place to the other and put a fake in, I mean, I don't know it's a fake. I'm just assuming. They want you to put this ledger somewhere else.
Where?
Well, it turns out there's this little potion shop up on the hill that they want to put in the back room.
Oh, you're gotta be.
You motherfucker.
Excuse me.
I might have known.
Mr. B goes into the other room with what's his name? Something doesn't matter one leg, and just pulls the stool out from under him and hits him with it. Jerks the whole thing out, just bam, breaks it over him.
So it turns out that maybe things aren't exactly what they seem here in this whole line of adventures, but you guys have yourselves another job, so that is the good news. And it should be nice and easy, right? I mean, it's just a simple potion shop up on the hill. What can go wrong with this job? So if you're curious to see how that does play out, tune in for the next episode of the Adventurers Vault in exactly 2 weeks. And don't forget to check out the Adventurers Vault podcast. The Mountain Tale is the current campaign going on there. It is fantastic, and I can tell you some of the next episodes are some of the best ones I've heard in a long time. You can catch Jake there. He plays Sigorum on Mountain Tale. Oh, and by the way, if you happen to be out at Gen Con, you might run into Sean, so feel free to mob him, ask for an autograph, take a picture. He probably won't charge you too much for those things. But hopefully you come back and see us next time here at the Adventurers Vault and watch another episode of Shadows of Ardisport. Thanks, everybody, for coming out, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.